do the introduction this time, because if I do it, then you're going to be, talking about how I always talk too much. So go.
You're already talking too much. So, what's up, peeps? We're doing spur of the moment store reviews. We haven't done this. Well, I've never really done it because I don't like to bash people, but you've done quite a few of them. So I texted Mr. KayWay and said, let's do some store reviews because I don't know about you, but my lives, I've been getting a lot of messages about like my stuff's not selling and this and that. Like, let's take a deep look into some people's stuff. And
Yeah.
before you start talking and take over the entire conversation, everything that we say, at least from my perspective too, is just from me.
Yeah.
Like I'm no pro, but I have I know a thing or two about what looks good and what doesn't look good, or what's priced too high and what's not priced too high. So,
Yep. This is just our 2 cents, our advice on what you should do better or what you're already doing good in your stores. And we have some people that sent us some store links. Surf sent those over to my Instagram DMs. Right now he's off screen tickling his toes or something. I don't know what the hell he's doing, but um, we're we're gonna grab those four, and then we'll probably take some requests from in the chat too. Later on, we'll see how long we go. This has no plan at all. Just like we said, we don't know when we're actually going to go live. We're just going to go live, and this is kind of. He just texted me earlier today. He was like, "Hey, you want to do a store review live?" I was like, "Yeah, I got nothing to do tonight." So, yeah, that's what we're going to do. Speaking of professionals that do this, actually, eBay reached out to me today, and I guess they want to like review my store over the next 5 weeks and talk about what I can do better and not do better, all that stuff. I just got a random call today and it was from eBay. I was like, well, that's kind of weird. But I guess they're reaching out to people slowly who are like top sellers and stuff like that. Surfs doesn't get that call because he's not even close. But
I definitely have a call.
But they reached out to me, so I'll be able to bring some of that advice to you guys later on. So I'm going to be talking with an eBay rep that's specific to growing stores and things like that. So that will be coming in the next few weeks. I'll make some content on that. So, but they're professionals. We're not professionals. We just kind of know what we're doing.
And to be honest, I don't even know if they're professionals. I've talked to them enough. Like they don't have their live selling down. That's for sure.
I actually asked them about that. And I said, "Are we going to talk about live selling?" And he's like, "We can, but I'm not the guy for live selling, so I'll try to answer your questions, but I don't know how to answer them." So I was like, "Okay, we'll just see how it goes." But I have a meeting 2 weeks from now with them.
There you go.
So
let's say hi to some people in the chat. People always coming in. Nick, what's up? What's up, everyone coming in? So,
Lily, what do you got?
I'm just going to say, like we said, we're just going to go over some store reviews and then shoot off the cuff. We'll just see what happens as far as if you guys have any questions about reselling or anything, whatnot related, eBay. But this is mostly just like eBay, and this will all translate over to Poshmark and everything else too. So,
man, I got so many people with that post, Surfs.
What?
Tammy just came in the chat.
Yeah, dude, I'm sorry about the red, white, and blue situation. That sucks.
Chat, that's an April Fool's joke. I figured that would be a really, really good one to put out. That was 100% an April Fool's joke.
Oh my god.
I was like, man, I saw Thrifting Treasures made one. He did one where he's going to work at Goodwill now. Like he's like, oh, I'm going to work at Goodwill. Like I'm not reselling anymore. I'm going to teach him what sells well online. And I was like, oh, I got to think of a good one. And then I came out with that. So
that dude's on all their like most wanted. They don't want him anywhere. They knew that was a joke.
Yeah, that was a good one. But yeah, that was 100% an April Fool's joke. So I hope you guys get the joke. I posted to my stories too because I waited a little bit. I made a comment, posted my stories so that way people would get it. But yeah, it's 100% a joke. So
yeah, I couldn't even beat. First of all, social media these days is just crazy. I don't know what to believe. But then today I'm like, what? Everything. I couldn't even be. I can't wait for tomorrow.
Yeah, should be fun. Before we start doing some store reviews, how's your sales been on the Bay? Because I know you said that people have been reaching out to you saying like they've been having slow sales. So let's talk about our sales first before we jump into some other people's sales.
I have a couple. I actually have something to talk about that. But my sales have been really good. eBay and Poshmark, I've had the best few weeks of sales that I've had in a while. My numbers aren't huge because it's, again, those of you who are new to reselling, spring and summer items are like the $20 to $30 average sales price. So, but I've been having a lot of them. So really good sales lately, but I've also been consistently listing. So how about you?
So the beginning of this month, I had really good sales. I had one of my best weeks in a while, right in the beginning of the month. And last week, it started tanking. And I think it's because of what you just said. The very, very last thing you said is you've been posting consistently to eBay. And we really haven't. We've been sporadically posting because we've had the whole bail thing happen. We had to make videos on that, had to get it all ready. We had a bunch of whatnot shows. So I think that's what's hurting our sales. Like today, I'm sitting on, I think 3 sales total on eBay, which is unheard of for my store. So it ebbs and flows. Consistency is key. And I think that's why we're seeing a little downturn right now. But sales are good otherwise across all platforms. So it'll go down and then it'll come up.
eBay's going to probably cancel that meeting with you if your sales have been 3 a day. Oh, by the way, also, let the chat know, everyone, thanks for giving me the bail contact. So now I have
all the
bail information. So I'm glad that you don't gatekeep from me. I appreciate that.
Yeah, I had somebody block me today. I talked to Surfs earlier when we were setting this up, and somebody actually blocked me because I wouldn't give him the contact. It's people are wild. Yeah, we have jokes on the side about it. We talk to each other about it, but it's man, people think that you can just give that information away for free and not have it hurt your business is kind of wild. But
yeah,
we just give away too much, Surfs. We should both make a course. That's what we should have done today. We should have done a collab post that we both were going to put out a course.
That was going to be my April Fool's joke, but I figured that would upset people who have courses out there, and everyone gets offended by everything these days. But I shouldn't care about that, really.
Yeah, we should collab next year, and they'll forget. You guys will all forget by next year about this, so we'll collab next year. We'll say it's going to be a KayWay times Surfs course. Entry price is $1,000, $999, but today only you get 10% off.
Yep.
Yes. But what if we actually get people to reach out to do it, and we're like, crap, maybe this is a good idea.
And this is the last day. It's the last day.
Yeah. Tomorrow, every day is the last day.
11% off tomorrow.
All right, let's hop into some of these listings. You can keep rambling if you want. I'm going to open these up on my end, and then we're going to switch the way the live looks. So just give us a second. This is the first time we're doing this, so let me see how this looks. Oh, we're good. That's exactly what we wanted, right?
Look, yeah, Felix in here. Did you watch the live the other day where they said, if you're on an island stuck with any thrifter? It was they named you, Bearded, Felix, Juan, on an island. I'm like, Felix in a heartbeat because he's a demigod. He looks like Maui. On an island.
He'll call the wind and the rains and bring them in. And
exactly. He's got all the power.
Oh, man.
All right.
That's funny.
Let's look at some stores. So we'll take a look at we'll probably have difference of opinions because this is Tommy Bahama already.
Yeah, you love Tommy Bahama.
Yeah. All right. Let's see what we have here.
Yep, we got Tommy Bahama. All these were sent into Surfs. He put out the post, and he basically just sent me these links for these stores. So if you see your store, say hi in the chat. This is sent over from Surfs. I don't know exactly who sent it, but this is a Ben's Tommy Bahama shirt. Looks to be 100% silk. Good photos. I would say they're clean photos. I think maybe you could tweak the photos a little bit to make them a little nicer, maybe. Especially your cover photo. Title looks good. I mean, I don't have any complaints there. Pricing looks fine. $19.99 is actually under what I usually price something like this at. Shipping looks fine. 30-day returns. And then I think I actually went over this one, and that's the description right there is just review photos for details. So what do you think?
I'm a huge believer. Look, that's my store.
That's my store.
I'm a huge believer of a thumbnail picture needs to be everything. Don't you even take your thumbnail picture in a different light box than your regular pictures?
Yeah. I'll keep talking. I'm going to open up a Tommy Bahama shirt photo that I have, and I'll do a sold that I have because you know Tommy Bahama sell all the time. So I figured I'd show one.
Okay, so now that you're done talking, I used to take all my photos on my kitchen floor, and I would have lighting similar to this picture that you guys are seeing. Now I take lighting on a photo stand with really good lighting, like picture quality lighting or whatever photography lighting, and it really makes colors pop. And I do think with Tommy Bahama, the reason I probably haven't liked it so much, because when you have that color, that those photo lights on Tommy Bahama specifically, it really makes it pop. So with this listing, like I think the title's fine, the price is really competitive. The only thing I would say is just a really good cover thumbnail shot. I would get right up to that collar, that people can see that collar, people can see that label, people can see the size, everything right up close. Let's see yours.
Yeah, let me switch it over real quick. Boom, boom. Surfs would take forever to do this, by the way, chat. So.
Oh, for sure.
Did it switch? All right, cool. This is mine. I picked a really basic pattern one because I had a couple really loud ones and I didn't want to use those against the one we just saw. So this is more of a basic pattern one. And all this is it's just a close-up photo of the item turned a little to the side so you can see the pattern, you can see the label behind it. And then you have your full front, your full back. This is Trisha's flat lay hanger. Everybody always asks us, like, what is the difference between a flat lay hanger and a regular hanger? It makes the shoulders out more, so that way it doesn't look droopy. The only droopiness you get is in the sleeves, but the actual item looks like it's laying flat. But this is all hung up on the wall. And then you have your tag photos, and that's it. I only took 5 photos of this item. I didn't take them, actually. Mom took 5 photos of these items. And this one sold for full asking price, $24.99. So this one sold above what they were asking for on theirs, and I think it's simply because of the cover photo. I can go in and look at another one. You guys are going to see some information, but I don't care. This is the one I was going to use, but it's a little louder, but also it's louder and it's up close, so you can see how good those photos look like up close.
That's the money shot right there, baby.
Yeah, and that's in a small light box. They're pretty cheap. You don't have to pay up for them, and it's just you come down on the photo and you turn your camera just a little bit to give it that little edge. Usually you're trying to line up the shoulder to put the top right here and make it like look straight, and that's like a good money shot. But let me go back to the other store.
So yeah, go back to what we talked about. That picture right there that you have, that single picture is taken in a different light box than where you take your other photos. So I would say these photos, like you said, they're fine, but if you just get one of those little light boxes that are like $40, $50 off eBay, and just do your one cover photo in that one box, that can make all the difference.
Yep.
Especially
Ethan,
with a brand like Tommy Bahama with so many out there.
Ethan's in the chat, so you gotta say hi. Otherwise, Ethan will text us later that we ignored him. So hi, Ethan.
Hi, Ethan.
Somebody mentioned no measurements. So for mine, my measurements are in the description. Once we move, I'm going to make a setup just like Surf's because I think his setup is perfect. That's the only thing about him that's actually perfect is just his photo setup. But we're going to create that setup because then I'll be able to do measurements in my listing just like this person has in their listing. And I think that's going to take away a lot of time, like putting that in the description, everything like that. So I like that. The one thing I'll say is I think the description, instead of review photos for details, maybe just copy and paste your title down there, because I know eBay uses search. I'm going to ask them about that too. Search for down here in your item description. That might help. But everything else on this listing is good. I was looking for like no returns. I don't see no returns. I think this listing is good. Cover photo just needs a little help, and that's it. That's what I would say.
Let's look at his store. So
Yep.
is it Steve? Pretty sure it's Steve. You're in here. He said he just ordered the light box today for that
Awesome.
reason. So yeah.
Awesome. Let me, I got to switch over tabs because every time I do this, it opens a new tab. Here we go.
All right. Let's take a look.
Like $17.99 Ralph Lauren. That's like under what we sell ours at. So his pricing is good.
Pricing is good. That's a huge thing you've knocked out.
Yep. I don't see anything like crazy. I'm trying to go slow here. Like this one right here, $14.99 for a performance. Like, is there something
That should
wrong
be
with
like a $25, $26. I can tell you exactly what I see right here. If every single one of these had a different thumbnail, it would be killer. I wish you could go see one of my. Can you go to mine or no? Probably not. No.
I can probably go to yours. I'll go on another tab, but I'll just keep it on this tab. You can keep talking about this item right here and what you would do better, and then I'll open yours.
You go ahead. I'll pull something up.
Okay, go ahead. But yeah, you're talking about thumbnail. This shirt all day is $27.99 plus ship. Because it's a hey, look at that, I'm making sales. Let's go. Somebody in the live heard that I wasn't making sales, and they're going to my eBay store and buying stuff. That's what all the haters would say.
Oh my god.
Anyways, the photo, like this photo, is good. I like it. You definitely use the background removal tool, which is perfectly fine. You have your measurements. You don't really need to take more than 5 photos, so this is perfect. The one thing I'll say is you're missing the fabric tag photo, so that might be one thing you need to add in there is a fabric tag photo, because some people like to see that and see what it's made out of. But like Surfs is saying, that the cover photo needs to be worked on just a little bit. It's a good one. It's not like this is not going to sell your item, but if you want to get that premium pricing, you're going to have to take a premium cover photo. Everything else looks good. I mean, your description, again, I would just copy and paste your title down there because that might help you with search, but this is under market. This is under market. This should be selling.
That would sell in a week for $23.99. I don't know if I can. I'm sharing mine, but I don't know if you can see it.
Yeah, let me see if I can get this to share. Let me take off this one.
Again, it doesn't mean it's perfect, but I get a ton of sales. That's my cover photo for my polo. So when you're scrolling on a phone, you're going to see the pony, you're going to see the pattern, you're going to see the size, everything in that one little photo. Not saying that's perfect, but you guys know I sell a lot of Polo Ralph Lauren.
Yep.
That one's a different size or whatever, but whatever.
That's a really great cover photo because it's going to catch the person's eye. The other cover photo, not so much. Not really going to catch a person's eye when they're scrolling through eBay. But this one, the person will see the tag, what size it is, and they see the nice colored pony logo right there, and they're like, man, that's a really nice shirt. Let me go into that listing and see a little bit more. Once you get them into the listing, the rest of the photos really don't matter. Like, you're just going to show full front, full back, what the item looks like. Doesn't have to be very pretty, just like Surf's photos aren't amazing, the other ones, but that first photo is what's going to draw them in.
Yeah, like, so this could be a photo, a thumbnail. But to me, I feel like when you're scrolling on a phone, that is going to pop to me. And then I'll go back real quick. You can still see my screen, right?
Yeah.
So there's another one that is like that, but here you go again. You can see that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's my thumbnail. I feel like, and then these other photos are not that good at all. So I don't even know if I had the measurements in that, but yeah, I think your cover photo, I think if you change that, I think it'd be perfect.
Exactly. I think you're good. Just need a little bit of a cover photo. Everything else in your listing, I'd say, is perfect. You got returns, you got 30-day returns, you got a good title with good keywords in it. Again, maybe add a description. I don't know if that really matters too much, but I always copy and paste my title and my description because I feel like that helps us a little bit in search. But other than that, that shirt, $14.99 for a performance shirt. That's like, that would sell so fast if you had that cover photo a little bit better.
So I would say that was, I think, Steve, if it's Steve, I think 100% on track. The hardest thing for people to do is to decrease their price. Your prices are very competitive.
Very, very competitive.
So yeah, I think overall that's you got it going on. You know what you need to do, in my opinion.
I'm gonna pull up the next one. It's gonna be for a pair of Vuori shorts coming from Thrifter Finds. Right here, we'll go through their store really quick, but we'll start with this one. I guess you can take it away, Surfs. I'll just kind of scroll through here, and you can talk a little bit about what you see. And yeah,
is that new with tags?
It is brand new with tags, and they have the box as well. Looks like the tags are attached right there on the side.
Okay, so I'll start with this. I have no idea what those go for, so I don't know if that's a good price or not. I'm thinking that might be a little low for new Vuori. Again, that cover photo. Well, first that last photo is sideways, but that cover photo, it could be better again. And also the cover photo, that I would put those tags right in the middle. I would fold those tags right over the front, like right over the crotch pocket area. Like you can't barely see that. It's new with tags.
14-day returns.
How many?
14. Buyer pays shipping. Buyer pays return shipping. I think 14 days is a little low. I think most people use 30-day returns on most things. This right here looks like, I think they just copied and pasted it from the Vuori site, which is smart. And just grabbed all that from the Vuori site and put it right here, and then put their title into here. They have the measurements. The reason that photo is sideways is because they put the measurement sideways
Oh,
in
I
it.
see it. Gotcha.
So that's why they have that sideways. So the measurements are in the photos. Everything else looks good. I'm going to try to see. I might have sold these same Vuori shorts. So let me see what my cover photo looks like.
I'll answer some of these questions. Or do you have you ready to go?
I got them right here. So let's show these real quick. Vuori shorts. These are my Vuori short listing. So with shorts and pants, we pretty much do primarily the same thing. We just fold them up into a square like this, and then we angle our photo just a little bit to the side. These are actually pants, by the way. These aren't shorts. I do have a pair of shorts, but I think they sold on Poshmark. I think it's that same exact pair. It was in a recent video. But just draw them in with that cover photo. That's a pair of pants right there. Full front, full back. Now, when we switch over to surf setup, I think I'm going to change the way I actually flat lay these, because right now they look like shorts. That's why it confused me. I'm going to do the little sideways thing. I don't know how you take pictures of your pants, but you lay it like straight, and then you put the leg to the side like a V, and then you take a photo like that with it laying down, and I think that's a really good cover photo. So we're going to change it when we change our setup, because right now we can't do that in our Lightbox, but that's how we take our photos right there. We'll go back to the other listing.
Yeah, go back to listing and then go back to their store. Let's take a look at the store. I want to answer some of these questions. Is it better to offer returns versus not? Yeah, to me, I think on eBay you have to offer returns because eBay is going to side with the buyer anyways. And if you want to put your shoes, you want to pretend that you're the buyer, you feel more comfortable when someone offers returns. So 30 days returns, what I offer. I think you probably do the same, but I have buyer pay returns. So
I have free returns on items that weigh under a pound. Items that weigh more than a pound, it's buyer pays return shipping usually. I'm looking through their photos of their store, and I'm seeing, like, I can tell that these were taken on a sheet with really bad lighting. Again, that cover photo, it's okay. It's going to get items to sell, but I think they can do a little bit better with the cover photo. Like these Peter Millar shorts, they're priced a little high in my opinion. Usually I get around $60. These are almost $70 for these. They have a good pattern on them, but that cover photo just looks like it was taken on a sheet in a basement. It doesn't scream like professional photos. So that's what I would say. I don't know if you have a retort to that.
Yeah, I'm just scroll back up a little bit. Yeah, I just think the thumbnail photo, some things are really hard, guys, to get a photo of. We all know that. For example, go back down. It's tough to get, keep going down. It's tough to get, like that far left Barefoot Dreams. That's tough to get a good thumbnail on, because people want to see that as that poncho looking thing.
I think a lot of the issue here is the lighting that they're using.
Yeah,
I think if they had better lighting, like even if you just bought like 2 of those like studio lights that you just put up and shine on your item, you get way better photos.
Way better. And like to the right, those shoes, the top, that's a tough sell. Yeah. I feel like people go right through that.
Yeah, you should go look at, speaking of Ethan, he's in the chat. You should look out how Ethan takes his shoe photos and his cover photo. I think this photo should be taken, every time you do shoes, I think they should be taken from the side. They shouldn't be taken from a top angle like that, because it's just not like it doesn't catch your eye. This is a better photo right here, but again, I would they're like out of frame a little bit up here. You can do a little bit better with your photos. I think if you tweak your photos, your items sell, because again, your items aren't priced crazy. You got really competitive prices. You have 14-day returns. I maybe bump those up to 30, but other than that, everything else looks good on your listing.
Yeah, I mean, say a lot of the ties look competitive. The stuff that I sell looks pretty good.
Yeah. Let's read a couple comments from the chat, and then we'll go into the next store, because I feel like we're ignoring the chat right now. Could you guys show the pony and the print of the shirt? Could you just show the pony and the print of the shirt in the first photo? I think that's what Surfs did on his. It was just the pony and the print. Oh, you mean like I think you used to do this, where you do the close-up?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Sometimes I still do.
Yeah, I guess it just goes with whatever the shirt looks. You could always take a couple different photos too, and whichever one looks best for you, that's the one you go with. I like doing the uniform thing where everything looks pretty much the same. Every single photo, if you go through my store, if it's a polo or anything like that, it's always slanted to the side. They all look uniform when you're scrolling through the store. I think that does help. Just like if you were walking through a department store and all the clothing were hanging up on the rack nice and neat, it would make it look better, and you probably shop a little bit longer at that store. So
I agree with that.
yeah. I don't like the bag photos. Yeah, at the end, I see a lot of people doing that. I think Tech and Sports does it too, where they take a picture of their actual item number in the bag, and they add that to the listing. So that way, when item sells, they not only have it in their like spreadsheet, but they also have it in the photos too. So you have the SKU number in there with the bag. So as soon as something sells, you just scroll to the last photo and you go grab your inventory. I don't do that in my listings. I don't. Well, you don't have a real inventory system. You're like a college kid. You just throw your clothes all around your room.
I know. It's so true.
He couldn't even come up with a comeback with that. He's like, damn, that's actually what I do. Oh man. Let's see. You read this one. Go for it.
I don't know how to read. Can you still qualify for 10% off final value fees with the buyer pays return shipping?
No, you don't. It's only if you offer free shipping or
so
free returns.
it used to be you were top rated with what we do, but now you have to have 1 day shipping and free returns. And is it free shipping too, or just free returns?
I think you can do a buyer pays return shipping, but it has to be free returns from what I understand to get that 10% off in fees. Because Chris talks to me all about it all the time. He's like, why don't you just charge shipping and then give a free return? But for like higher priced or higher items that are heavier, I'm gonna eat that cost, and it's usually gonna be like $10 to get that item shipped back, and I lose basically most of my profit. So then I do a buyer pays return shipping on those, and I don't lose any money.
So if you're new to eBay, what Tammy's saying, if you are top rated plus, which is the top, you have to do one day shipping and free returns. If you're just top rated, which is what I am, I do 1 to 3 days shipping and I have buyer paid returns. But the difference is I pay 13% final value fee. And if you're top rated plus, you pay like a 10 to 11% final value fee. So that's the difference. It's a 2% to 3% final value fee.
Yeah, I had a conversation with Chris about this because he offers free returns on everything to get that final value fee. And I did the math on my end, and if I got 1 or 2 extra returns a month for offering free shipping for those items, it's just 1 or 2, the fees wouldn't really matter for my heavier items based off the math that I did, and I showed all that math to him. So I was like, if I just get 1 return, it might be more expensive for me to offer free returns to my buyers. And so yeah, we went back and forth on that and talked about it for a little bit. But yeah, for heavier items, I don't get free returns. I feel like once I accept that return, I'm going to lose out all the money on that item. So it's only for lighter weight items. Yuri says, do you take photos daily and post, or do you take photos on certain days and post a few each day? What do you do for your photos? Do you do them all in one day and just post sporadically through the week, or do you take photos every day?
I don't take photos every day. I'll batch. I usually batch mine. So I'll do, do like 30 or 40 a day and then list like 15 each day. Or some days I'll list like 30 from my phone. But I do things a little bit different than you. I take all my photos on my phone and then I just list from my phone compared to from my computer. I actually was listening to Jay Ride today. He was doing a live and he said that eBay is not so concerned. We all think you need to list every single day. It's more about just listing the right item at the right price, and your item will sell. eBay's algorithms favor the buyers more than it does the sellers. So they'll push those items that are priced right, or what the items that the people want, or if it's promoted to the buyers. So, do you need to list every day? I think Nifty, for us, does it. It recreates, but no.
Yeah. We take photos every day except for Saturday and Sunday, and that's just because we have mom doing photos for us. So she comes here and we pay her to do photos, do the listings, do the drafts, all that stuff for us. So we are taking photos every day, but that does not mean we're listing every day. Right now I have, if you watch my live this morning, I had like 150 like drafts like ready to go in the draft bank. But yeah, we do photos every day. I don't think it really matters, like Surfs is saying. Do whatever you're able to do. If you work a full-time job and you can only do, you have a day off on Wednesday and that's when you can get all your photos done, then do all your photos on Wednesday and then slowly put out those listings when you can. But yeah, just do whatever works well in your business, whatever you have time to do.
I think the most important thing is just get good items, list them competitively, and just get them listed. It's the most important thing.
Take one more question and then we'll. Oh, this is your wife. I didn't realize
God.
it.
What does it say?
How long does it usually take you to list hard goods from your store to active on eBay, asking for a friend? That is. My wife's not in here making fun of me. This is great. Let's
So
go.
I have a lot of hard goods. It drives my wife crazy, right? You get the question in your lives like, how do you make your spouse, how do you make your spouse go along with you for the ride? And you say the same thing I do. It's like once you start showing them, hey, like this is paying for vacation or this is paying for that or whatever, they're like, okay, when the money shows. But my wife does not like shit everywhere. And I have hard goods, like bags and stuff I just don't want to list in different places around the house. And they sit for months. And she's like, if Bearded comes down here, I'm giving them all to Bearded because I don't want them in my house anymore. So there you
Shelby,
go.
keep it coming. Whatever you want to talk about Surfs, like if there's something you don't like about him, this is the live to bring it to. Okay,
Well,
this
since
is
she's
an
talking
open.
about things that are long, I guess we can talk about it. That regard,
Or she'll probably talk about things that are short, and you don't want everybody knowing about that. So,
you want to
somebody
stop.
said, Susan said, define hard goods. Can you tell what is a hard good?
This
No,
is my
well, be careful what you say, Surfs.
Um, to me, hard goods are anything other than like clothing and shoes. So I even put backpacks. Anything other than clothing and shoes is a hard good to me.
Yeah, I used to work at Target back in the day, and basically the center of the store where they have all the clothing is the clothing area of the store, and then pretty much everything on the outside except for grocery would be hard goods. It's basically all the stuff that's not clothing you consider a hard good. So when you go to garage sales, like everything but the one rack of clothing, even the toys and everything like that, people consider a hard good. Chinking, I don't know who got that. It's probably on your side, I assume, because it's blue. But a $10 super chat.
Why?
Let's throw that in there.
Why are people giving us super chats?
I
Don't
don't know
do
who that
that.
goes to. We don't know who it goes to on this side because it's just all connected. But if Surfs got that, Surfs, you owe me half. So I just
Oh,
thought I'd
I'm
let you
always
know.
willing to pay up for a wife roasting her husband in a chat. I
Let's
mean,
go.
we're basically, we roast each other all the time.
Yeah. Oh, you guys, you cannot see. If we put out our messages between each other, we would be canceled immediately.
Yeah, for
Yeah,
sure.
especially Surfs. Oh God, he's the worst. Absolute worst.
I don't care. Bring it.
All right, let's go into the next store. We have two more, and then we might take one or two from chat. I'm here for the long haul. So whenever Surf says to go to bed, or Shelby Shelby keeps making fun of him. So as long as she's here making fun of him, I'll stay all
Hey,
night.
hey, if she wants me to go to bed, I got to go to bed with her. You know what I mean? It's time to go.
Out
All
on the
right.
couch you go. That's exactly where you're headed to. All right, let's do this one. It's a vintage Coogi t-shirt. We'll go through and kind of see the photos real quick, front, back. Tag photo looks like lots and lots of photos. What do you think about the number of photos here, Surfs?
I mean, the more photos you take, it doesn't hurt. It helps, but it's more time.
Mm-hmm.
I take like a shirt like that. I would take like 5 photos of.
Yep, five
Doesn't hurt.
photos. Yep, I agree. 5 photos, 5 to 7 photos. When we start taking photos of our measurements, it might go up to 7 photos because we'll need the length and the width. Depending if we get one of those reseller rulers. If we get a reseller ruler, it'll just be one photo on a shirt like this. But yeah, I would say this cover photo again. It's a good cover photo, but I would have came in a little bit more. I feel like there's like that dead space up here, and it's not like centered. If you would just zoom in a little bit more and move that up or move this down, so the shirt is more like in the center of the frame, that would have been a way better photo. But not saying the photo is bad by any means.
No, I think overall all those photos good. Running a sale too. Running a
Yep.
sale. I mean, people love seeing sales. I don't know the comps on that shirt, but I know those Coogi shirts don't sell that well for me or haven't in the past. But
I'm gonna go down to the. There we go. Just description's good. I just want to see what the description looked like. Yeah, I don't know the market for Coogi t-shirts. Obviously, I know the market for Coogi sweaters. I don't really pick up anything like vintage or t-shirt boy community kind of stuff. So I don't really know the comps on this specific shirt. Looks like somebody has it in their cart though. It says one in cart right now. But I would say maybe it's a little bit high. $20 is probably okay. Looks like they're offering returns on their store. Shipping looks fine. The actual listing itself looks fine too. I would say VTG though. Probably want to put the word vintage in your title. Some people search the word vintage, and if they search vintage, it's not going to pull up VTG as your in your search results. So if it looks like you're almost maxed out here, that might be the reason why you put VTG there instead of vintage, just to get that extra boost and searchability. But if you could write out vintage, that's a little bit better than VTG.
Yeah, I would say one thing I do in my listings, and again, I don't know if it's right or wrong, but eBay is like a search engine, right? So if people go on Google, they're going to search. When I have something new with tags, I don't put NWT. I put new. I put new Coogi t-shirt instead of in, because people are looking for new Coogi. Or for this, I put vintage instead of VTG because people are typing in the word vintage. It's a search engine.
Yep.
So I know this is maxed out, like you said, the characters. So I would just have to try to figure out what's more important. Vintage is more important than maybe, one of the other things, grunge or something.
I'll go into their store really quick. I got it opened right here.
Yeah, let's go in the store.
I like their photo at the very top. This photo right here, really nice. Thrifty Trotter. Yep, I like these photos right here, the newly listed stuff. Those are really good cover photos. Those right there. I like
uniform.
Those. Yep. Look at the tie one right here too. Well, let's go into this one. I like ties. I like looking at ties. Let's go into it.
I hate to be nitpicky. It's a little it's hard to tell with the background a little bit.
Yeah, I could see that. Yeah. If it was I believe this is is this a AI background? No, it's not. It's not. I thought maybe it did because of how that looks. But yeah, maybe the brown on brown doesn't really work. If that was a solid white, that would probably pop a little bit more. But I will say that's a beautiful tie photo. That is a beautiful tie photo. Yeah. I like that cover.
Do a ton of pictures. I mean, the more pictures, it's not bad. If people want to do more pictures, take more time. It definitely doesn't hurt you, other than if you just are trying to go quickly. But
yeah, for ties, I basically take this photo, I take this photo, I'll take this photo, and I'll take a photo of the fabric tag, which it looks like they are missing in this one right here, and that's pretty much it. Those are the only 4 photos I'll do for ties. But yeah, I like that tie photo. I like this cover photo. It's nice. Looks like I'll go back to their store. It looks like they got more stuff down here. We'll scroll through. Yeah.
The reseller ruler, grainy. I think Tech and then some other people use it. It's basically a ruler that looks like a T, and you just put it on the shirt, and it's one picture of the pit to pit and the top of the hem to the bottom of the hem.
Yep. It goes basically from here, and then it has like it's basically a cross, so you can just lay it on top of your item, and you get a top to bottom and a pit to pit on your item. It makes it a little bit quicker to get your measurements. I would say their cover photos are pretty good, actually. I like their cover photos.
Felix, these pictures are better than mine. Yeah, for sure. I mean, mine are, yeah. See, now that tie, the red one, that works with that background.
Yeah, this one too.
Yeah, that works with the background.
I wonder how they get it to roll that way, like so perfectly. I don't think they're just pushing it out.
Calm down. It's just
I like it.
You may just message them and ask them.
just message them.
I do. Again, the photos look great. Can we look at their sold listings?
Yeah. Let me see.
Maybe.
Item sold. How do I? Oh, hold on. I get to see all, and then go down here to sold. 59 completed.
Look at that tie picture. That's a great tie picture.
I sold Brooks Brothers Bread and Butter sale. I I'd say light box would definitely help for shoe photos right here. Like you can tell
Yeah.
that that's a white like sheet behind it. If you just grab the photo box, really cheap, you can get them for like 20, $30. That'll improve your listings. Look at that. That's a nice one.
Oh, that's money.
Yep. Yep. That's nice.
Those photos
Yeah.
look good.
Yeah, photos look good. The listing that we went into, I mean, can't really complain about price. Can't complain about how their listing structure is. I think it's just a lot of cover photos tonight is what we're talking about. Like this one right here again. If you just put even like a poster board that was like the poster board that's angled like
Fronted it
this,
up.
yeah, it would improve those photos so much better. Lighting is decent on all these. You can see some of these you can see shadows on, so maybe get a little bit better lighting. But all in all, I'd say it's a good store. All right, we got one more, and then we might take one from the chat too. So let's get back into the chat really quick before
Yeah.
we ignore all these people. Oh, there's Felix's comment that you were talking about. Do you think it helps to have more photos? More photos if they're just seeing, if they're just starting and don't have followers or reviews yet. So do you think more photos are needed for a newer person? Is basically what they're saying.
I'd say if you're new, you want to do a little bit more above and beyond. If you're new, I don't think followers matter, but I do think reviews, how much feedback you get. I think the more feedback you get, the more comfortable people are buying from you. So maybe when you first start, you probably want to go a little bit more above and beyond it, in my opinion.
Yeah, and just like you said, you want people to feel more comfortable buying from you. And if you took an extra 4 or 5 photos and people could really see all the condition of the item and see all the flaws, if they do have any flaws on it and they know what they're buying, then they'll probably buy more from you or be more comfortable buying from you, especially if you're a newer store. And if you need feedback, buy from people on eBay. If you ever need to buy something and you're going through Amazon, buy it on eBay instead, even though it might be a little more expensive because you pretty much guaranteed to get a feedback if you do that. You build your feedback that way.
From actual eBay, yeah.
This is what Big Trot said. That's white styrofoam and a homemade light box. Yeah. If you take a poster board and you just angle it like this in the back, like a big white poster board, you angle it and you shine some lights on it, you'll get that illusion that there's no background in your photos for like shoe photos and things like that. It seems like the last 2 stores, their shoe photos needed a little bit work because you can tell exactly where they're taking the photos from.
And I can tell you right now, like you talked about, photos really are the main subject tonight. Ever since I've got the different lights, when I first made my photo station, I bought a couple flat panel lights, and Tam's in here, I think, and they're okay. And I got different ones later on. I paid up, and they made a world of difference. So lighting really can make a world of difference. So consider getting better lighting to everybody.
Shannon? Yeah, Shannon asked, is using eBay AI backgrounds bad? Do you think using AI backgrounds is bad or good?
AI backgrounds, you mean just like the photo room? Like
Kind of like photo room. You just basically, it just creates a background for you behind your item.
I don't think it's bad. I think it looks better than like the panels of a door.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or the Kings of eBay setup.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's a famous store.
Yeah. I think it looks better than, yeah. I don't see anything wrong with that.
Yeah.
It's an extra step. It takes a little extra time, but it's getting faster and faster now. So.
Yeah, I don't think so either. I don't think it, like a couple years ago, yes, because they really were pushing white backgrounds on things. And nowadays, they've already said that doesn't matter. I'm going to confirm that with the eBay rep that I talked to. But basically, they said with Google search, it doesn't really matter. So, yeah, I think especially if you can get a good background that works well with all of your items. Like if you have a hard good store where you're listing a bunch of, I don't know, video games, and you get a nice wood background that is AI that looks good, you can use it on all your listings and make it look super uniform. I would rather do that than have like a bad background of like your kitchen counter in there. So I think it'll help sell your items a little bit better. What do you think about using the AI description? Do you use any of the AI description?
I don't. A lot of people know I just copy and paste the same I have the same exact description for all of my items unless it has a flaw or something I need to put in the description. It's
Yeah.
all the same. It's basically just like photos are different. Da 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 da. AI description is just going to literally take your title and your item specifics and make it into a nice little paragraph. It's going to just be redundant stuff. It's not bad.
I'll ask everybody in the chat. Last time you bought something, did you go and read the description of the item, or did you just buy it based off the photos? Because I think 90% plus of you probably look at the photos, looked at the title, said that's exactly what I'm looking for, and you hit purchase. Didn't even look. Like when I buy stuff on Amazon, I don't look at the description unless I need like a specific measurement for like something like something I'm putting on a table. I'm like making sure it'll fit on the table, but that's it. And usually those are in the item specifics of the Amazon listing and not actually within the description of the listing that I'm going to look at. So yeah, I don't think descriptions matter too much. If you want to use the AI description so you don't have to write anything, then cool, go for it. But I just do what you do. I just have a blanket description. I use a template that it's already pretty much in there, and all I have to do is just put my measurements in my listing and I'm good to go. Here's a good question. Do you offer refunds with new with tag items?
If the tag's still on it, yeah. If I sell an item new with tags and they ship it back to me in the same condition, new with tags, I give them a full refund, less shipping.
Yeah. I offer returns on new tag items. Like I said, anything over £1, buyer pays return shipping. Anything under £1, I do free shipping, or not free shipping, I do free returns on those items. Here's a question from Steve on your side. What time of the day is best to list? Do you list in the morning at 6 a.m. when you're taking your morning dump surfs, or is it like another time that you list?
Well, I have 2 morning dumps. I usually take 6 a day, if you ask my wife.
Oh my God.
30 minutes.
You're drinking Monster. That's why it's just running through
30
you.
minutes each.
Jesus
Steve,
Christ.
this is the store we reviewed first. Honestly, I don't think it matters what time of day you list it.
Yeah.
I don't think it matters. I don't think it matters what time of day.
Yeah. I list in the morning sometimes. I list at night. I just try to list. I haven't been listing consistently recently, but I would try to list consistently every single day, either anytime. I don't think it really matters. I don't think you get a boost in your algorithm if you list at 6 p.m. at night as opposed to 6 a.m. in the morning. I don't think it really matters. Obviously, if you put your listings out like before people go to work or when people are coming home from work, then you might get a little bit more action quicker because people are not at work at like 12 in the afternoon. But I don't think it really matters.
Before we go to the next question, I want to say this. If you have an item that's flooded in the market, Polo Ralph Lauren, Tommy Bahama, I think that first cover photo and your photos are very, very important. But if you have a very in-demand item and there's not a lot out there and you price it competitively, your photos don't have to be that great. So when we're talking about these photos, we're talking about items that there's a lot of them out there. You gotta look better than the rest. Mm-hmm. You gotta set yourself apart. Yep. So what do you think about this, by the way?
Oh my gosh. Brings back old memories. You had to have a piece of me. You have to have a piece of me everywhere you go.
It smells just like me.
Like dirty mothballs? Is that what it smells like?
Yeah. Like,
everyone wants to know about your lighting setup. Can you tell them do you have your lighting setup like linked in your link tree or anything?
Yeah, on surfsetfinds.com by Amazon. Just click on the Amazon and it has the lights. I used to have different ones there. Like I said, the first flat panel lights I got, they were like $119, and they don't even touch the ones I have now. They're like $250. It sucked spinning up, but I would do it over and over and over again. Totally worth it.
Sometimes you got to invest. If you're just starting out and you don't have that money, buy something simple, and then as your store grows, you'll be able to pay for something big like that. So don't think like Surf just said $250, and you're like, man, I don't have $250 to just throw it on a pair of lights. Like, this guy's rich. Like, obviously he's rich, but this guy's rich. I can't afford that, and don't feel like you need to. You can just go with the lower end stuff and then work your way up to the higher end stuff.
For sure. Also, it's tax season. I wrote those off. I bought those in November. I put that on my my expenses for my business. So just so you guys know, at the end of the year.
How would you take pictures of size 46 shorts while hanging? My hanger doesn't fit correctly. It bunches in the middle. So like a bigger short, like big. Well, you don't take hanging photos, but if you had to take hanging photos, how would you take those photos?
Well, I would just, again, for me, I would just find a nice spot laying down in the house where you have okay lighting.
Yep.
It's probably a better, is that going to be a better shot on the ground laying flat somewhere in your house or hanging? Probably laying flat somewhere in your house.
Yep, I agree. Take it instead. I know maybe you have a whole store that's uniform and you have everything hanging up and it looks nice, but that's that one photo that you got to take, on the ground to make it look good and get the buyer into your listing. So let me see if I have any. I don't see any other questions in here. Just talk about yourself for a second.
Yeah, I'll agree. What's up, Angry Otter? Yeah, time of day matters for auctions. So if you're talking about doing auctions on eBay, which I used to do almost all auctions before I did clothing, auctions, my favorite time of day, I would do 8 p.m. on a Sunday night because it hits the West Coast. It's the weekend. I would do 8 p.m. on a Sunday night. That's when I would do auctions. So auctions, it does matter, but for buy it now, I really don't think it matters.
True. I didn't even think about that. That's the exact reason why we do our auctions at 8 or 8:30 on Whatnot is because we hit both markets at the same exact time. So on eBay, you want your auction to end when everybody is ready, when the competition is fierce. And that's exactly, I didn't even think about auction. I don't think about auctions because I don't ever do auctions. So everybody who does auctions out there, I don't ever do them. So I can't give advice on those.
Hold on, we have more. We have more questions.
Okay, keep them coming.
What's up? Gladys says hi. Gladys, I tell you what, both of us. Gladys is like the queen of comments and being positive. We have a lot of people we love, but she literally every single thing I post, picture, anything, first one to comment.
She even comments. She's one of the only people that comments on my threads.
Yeah.
Literally goes to my threads and comments on my threads. I'm like, nobody even comes over here. And Gladys is here every single time I post something over here.
Sweet Gladys. Search, what level do you use the lights on? I got them and don't seem bright enough. Hold on a second. I'll tell you.
Yep. Erica just hopped in and said, you boys aren't fighting. I'm confused. No, we've been fighting this whole time. The whole time. Like, seriously, he just talks the whole time. It's ridiculous. Just squawking and talking. I can't. Oh, here he comes.
Shut up. 100% at 59K. 5,900K.
There you go.
So
message him. He'll take a photo of it. He'll send it to you later. He'll probably ignore your message, actually.
Yeah, just IG me if you guys have message. Tam's right here. Tam's the reason why I got these specific ones. She got the ones I had, said they weren't that great, and returned them, and she got these different ones, and thanks to her, that's why I have them. So
there's another question right here that you could probably get to. How many daily listings would you suggest? How many?
I used to like to say a week. I don't know. It just depends. It depends what you're selling.
No, how many listings would you suggest to do per day?
I can't.
Gotcha. Okay,
so if you're looking for $10 to $12 profit and you're looking to go full time, it just depends what your bills are. I think, 10 to 20 a day, if that's your thing. But if you're selling items where you're making a $30 to $40 profit margin, you could probably be fine with 5 or 6 a day.
Yeah. When I was working at the post office, I would try to do 5 a day. Like when I first started listing 5 a day, like anybody should be able to bang out 5 listings from 8:30 till 10:30. Even if you're a new seller, like that's 2 hours. That's plenty of time to do 5 listings. As you get progressively better, like you'll realize that 5 listings only takes you about 30 minutes to get done tops, like if you're actually going slow and listening to a podcast in the background. So at that time, that's when you start, doing 10, 15, 20 listings every single night. But just do what's comfortable for you, where you can be consistent at it, because consistency is going to help you learn how to be faster, be more efficient, things like that. So yeah, that's what I would suggest. If it's 3 listings a day, do 3 listings a day, but just try to do something every day. You should at least be messing with your eBay store every single day. You should never go a day without like not looking at anything or looking at your app. That would be kind of weird to me.
Also, look at the week. People ask me how many do I do a day. I try to do like 70 to 120 a week. I know it's a big number, but that's, or a big range, but that's why I try to do a week. There's something else I want to say about that question, but go ahead.
Yeah, you got short.
Got a brain.
Yeah. Do you think ending old listings and selling similar helps to get those items seen more? So We don't do that anymore because we use Nifty. Nifty ends listings right before they're about to end the day before on eBay, and then it relists them with a brand new item ID. It's like creating a brand new listing. It uses all the same information, just creates a brand new listing. That's done automatically in the background. Both of us use Nifty. So if you're not using Nifty, yes, ending listings that's been stale and sitting for a little bit and doing a sell similar. Been told that that helps because it gives that item a brand new item ID. It makes eBay think that that's a new listing. And at that time, if you're doing it yourself manually, you have time to like tweak the listing. Like if you had too high of shipping on it, and that's the reason why it wasn't selling. It was priced aggressively, but you had too high shipping. Then that's when you would edit those and kind of revise that listing. But yeah, we don't do that because we use Nifty to do that.
Real quick, Ethan, I know you're in here. Put your store name, your eBay store name in the chat, and then we'll highlight it so you guys can see. There he is. So you guys can see what a full-time shoe reseller, and he sells a ton of shoes. He's the reason why I decided to promote my entire store. One night we were playing Call of Duty in January, and he's like, I do my whole store, and he sells so many shoes. I'm like, I think I'm gonna promote my whole store. He's the reason why I did it. Just learning from someone else in the community.
Granny B just won city council.
Hey, congratulations, Granny B.
There you go. When you make it big time, remember me in surfs, okay?
Yeah.
I didn't see any other questions. Trisha just wants to know your skincare routine. That's it. If you want to give her that off camera.
Yeah.
You use your wife's products. We already know.
Message me, girl.
So stupid. All right, we're gonna go into this listing.
Here's Ethan.
Yeah, Ethan's right there. TCR shoes, or you can probably just go to his, Ethan Banks on Instagram. He probably has it in his link tree or something like that. Make it easier for you guys, but that's what he is. That's where he is. All right, let's go through this one. Keep your questions coming. As soon as we're done reviewing the store, we'll go back. So if you have any questions while we're doing this store review, feel free to ask.
Yeah.
I got to take Granny off the screen. Granny, I was going to keep you on the whole time because you won. You're a winner. But yeah, let's get into this one. I'll have you talk about it because you're Mr. Polo Ralph Lauren.
Man, okay, so you guys see me doing this. I'm trying to look at the screen. Okay, so let's start off with the first picture. I actually think that's not a bad picture, but since it is double RL, I would still try to get like that. I still think there could be a better thumbnail on that, but it's not a bad picture. The lighting's actually good. I don't know. That seems like a reasonable price for it, so I don't know. The fingers in it, I see a lot of people do that. I don't think there's an issue with that. Some people will say like, oh, you should put like a ruler instead of your hand. I don't know. I think that looks good. I don't know. I don't really have many complaints about it.
Yeah. Let's see. It's $2.25. Shipping is $8. It's perfect. Seller does not accept returns. I think that might hold somebody back from buying something, especially for $2.25. If it doesn't work out and they know they can't return it, then they're like, oh crap. But at least offer them buyer pays return shipping. You are not out of any money if buyer pays shipping and buyer pays return shipping. If the item gets returned to you, you just list it again. If it sells once, it'll sell twice. So I always say don't have no returns accepted, especially on something this high a price. You're going to get more buyers buying this item if they're able to return it for whatever reason. Let's go down here. Polo Ralph Lauren, where no has a small spot on the front. That's what I was going to mention to see if they put that in the listing. And I did notice in the photos right here, see that small spot on the front. What I would say is there's no listing or there's no photos here actually like pointing out the spot, even though you can clearly see it right here. Somebody scrolling through this really quick wouldn't be able to tell, like based off your photos, that there's a spot. If they were just going through here and like, oh, I need a double RL hoodie, let me see really quick. All right, looks good to me, I'm gonna buy it. And then when they get it in, they're like, oh crap, there's a stain right there, and then you don't offer returns. So I would definitely offer some kind of returns on it. I'll say this too, I think maybe you noticed this too. Look at the title. Very, very short title. There's some key words in here that could be put in here. I don't even see. I see double RL, but I don't see Ralph Lauren anywhere.
Or I always put RRL, double RL as well with it, because people will look up both RRL and double RL.
At least have Ralph Lauren in there and then double RL, because
it's actually,
that's going to help you search.
And actually, it's and not to like get on this specific person in this, but double RL is not polo. It's Ralph Lauren double RL.
Yep.
So polo, it's not actually polo.
Yeah, all Polo is going to do for you right here without the word Ralph Lauren is going to pull up Polo. You're going to put yourself into Polo listings, which there's probably a lot more Polo listings than there are jacket listings for Ralph Lauren or double RL. So you're going to actually create more competition for yourself. So yeah, Ralph Lauren needs to be in here. I would take out the word Polo. And then you still have some more keywords you can put in here. Yeah, you can even put like a word like military because this is more like a Ralph Lauren double RL is more like military style clothing, so you can put that as a keyword in there. But think of other keywords you can stick in there instead of this because you definitely have more room to add. I'll go into their store really quick too.
Yeah. I think the lighting on this one's good. I like the lighting. I mean, the lighting's good. I do like the lighting on this one.
So they have like a, is that? No, that's not their. I thought that was like their cover photo. Far From Home, like their little photo right here, 99.1% feedback, really good. 514 items sold, 576 currently listed. They got some good stuff. Like, look at that. That's a good. This is like a Depop feel store. You feel like that too?
Yeah, that looks just like a Depop store. Lots of hanging photos. All that.
I seen on TikTok Depop boys like they do this where they scrunch the sleeves like that and put it behind. It actually looks really nice. I like it.
Everything's uniform on this, and the lighting's good. I don't feel in all these items right here. You have to do a full frontal if you know what I mean. Like even that Ralph Lauren right there, you can't do a close up on that because you won't be able to get all the plaid on the close up. So you have to do it far away.
Yeah, but I like that Ralph Lauren photo. That's a good one. I like how it fills out the whole entire frame. Very little up here, and the whole frame is pretty much. And they're taking all their photos in square mode too. That's a big key. Is making sure. I don't think we mentioned that. Yeah, here's a Robert Graham. Robert Graham. How do you structure your titles? I don't ever notice that, but I see how they're structuring theirs. How would you structure this title?
Everyone does it different. I've heard so many different people say you should do it this way or that way. I usually always put the brand and then men's, women's, and size and color, kind of in that order. But
yeah, I'm going to go into this listing really quick. So how I would structure this title right here is Robert Graham men's extra large floral abstract. I like the way they put abstract, but I would take out the word leaf and put floral in there because floral will bring up many more people will search floral rather than leaf. Long sleeve flip cuff shirt. That's how I would structure the title. A little bit different way of structuring it than they have, but cover photo is good. I think they have a couple more words they can add right there to bring up search results. But all in all,
how do you think the price is on that shirt?
34 is that's golden for this shirt because it's a good one. It's one of the ones with the embroidered back hits right here, so it's a little bit of a higher end Robert Graham. I will say that they have this photo in here.
Hold on, is it new with tags?
No, so this one's pre-owned, but they used somebody else's photo, or this is from the Robert Graham website. I'm not sure, but it has a tag in it, so this will be very confusing for a buyer because they will scroll to the second photo and say, "Oh, this is a new with tag shirt for $35. That's a steal." Then when they get it in, they realize it's not new with tags, and then seller does not accept returns. So that combo right there is going to give you bad feedback. So I would be careful with putting new with tags in there when the item is not new with tags. There's no tag on that item. So
Audra said, I'm gonna see if I can with Robert Graham specifically, chat, putting the flip cuffs in. So I'm gonna share my screen again if that's okay.
Yep. No, you're not allowed to do that.
Okay.
Let me see if I can get this one right there. Boom.
Okay. So putting those flip cups in there, I feel like that helps because Robert Graham's known for that. So if they have decent looking, as Wayne would call them, flippers, I think that helps.
Yeah, let me show this one. When did this one sell? The 17th, so it sold like 2 weeks ago. I'll open one of mine and show you what mine looks like. This is what my cover photo looks like for my Robert Graham shirts, my flippers, right there. Boom.
Mhm.
Close up photo shows what it is. I think that's like almost like a dice print or like a all over geometric. But I like it because you show it like this and it contrasts that back right there. And that's like a really good eye catch. And then we have good lighting so you can see that there's like a hidden jacquard print. But you notice how my whole title is filled out. Like the other store we just reviewed had this much space left over that they could have put words in there that I have. And this shirt sold for, I think it sold for $44.99. What did it sell for? Did I take a best offer on it? Oh, 40.50. So Nifty sent out a 10% on offer. So this sold for over $40, and it's, I would say arguably this is a worse shirt than what we just saw, and mine sold for more. So it's just, I think it's just because of that cover photo. Some people would say it's because I have a following on social media, so I have all my followers go buy all my items, but that's not true. Those are going to natural buyers. Surfs might buy from me, but that's about it.
I actually do buy from you for like
yeah,
a lot of money. I spend a lot of money on you.
I should have put that up for $700 like they told me to.
I mean, what do you have for me? I buy so much from you.
You don't even have merch. I can't buy anything from you. What, chat? Do you want Surfs Up merch of like, you know, Surfs Up hats or something? What do you guys want? Do you want Surfs Up underwear? I don't have that
much of stuff near you of you.
Do you notice he has a shrine of me around his listing area? Like whenever he goes to the desk, he's like, I want to be like KayWay today, and he just like looks around at everything and then he starts listing.
All right, let's get to hold on. Go back to that store real quick.
Yep, I got it open. Give me 1 second.
I think those photos actually for that particular store, I like the cover photos because it's a uniform, and every single thing you have to have a full screenshot almost for the most part. Like that Cardinals jerseys are tough just to do a close thumbnail.
Yep.
Yeah. And the lighting is pretty good. The lighting's good.
Yeah, I like it. I like the backgrounds. I like how they look. And your photos don't have to look like our photos when you do your listings. This is a nice, like, unique store. Like, somebody's going to come in here. If they like the aesthetic of it, they're going to go through and, like, look at all their listings and maybe buy a couple things. Like, I love the way those Carhartt jackets are hanging right there. Those are so nice.
I kind of feel like we were duped tonight when I put people who are struggling with sales, because for the most part tonight, even if the pictures weren't great, the prices have been good.
Yeah.
So I feel like there's hasn't been any like red flags tonight in any of these people's stores.
Yeah, just like a little bit of tweaking, I think, is what everybody needs that we went over, which is normally what happens too. It's not. I don't think you're gonna find somebody that is. Well, maybe I've seen some bad stores with some really really bad items, but yeah, these have been good stores. They just need a little tweaking.
Yeah.
I think the last story we just did just needs to offer returns, and I think their cover photos are good. Their listing is good. Maybe add a little bit to their title. Everything else is perfect.
Do you know that Bearded doesn't offer returns on anything?
Yeah, it
doesn't surprise you. I know.
Yeah.
And when I'm with him, he's like, "I'm not taking that return. I'm not." And he gets away with it.
Anytime he gets a negative feedback, he just puts in the automated thing to get it taken down, and it gets taken down immediately. Never happens for anybody else. He's got to end with eBay 100%. There's just no way. Like he'll give somebody a damaged item and he'll be like, "No, it wasn't damaged. Just take my feedback away." And eBay will be like, "Yep, no problem. Delete."
They know him from social media, I guess.
Yep.
There are definitely some questions in here.
Is Parker the one who did the story? He said it's my garage lighting, so it might be the who we just did. I'm not sure.
Might have been, but I thought the lighting looked good.
Yeah, lighting looked great. I really like that one. No fingers in pictures, if I can help it. Mom puts fingers in the pictures for ours, but Mom always has painted nails, so I don't ever mind. I don't care.
Your old pictures are so grubby.
If it was my crusty fingers, like I always have like cracked fingers from touching boxes and stuff. Like no, I would probably use like a pen or something like that. Yeah. Here's a question from your side. How do you handle photos of all black items? I get nasty color shifts. That's a good question. When you get those black items, how do you adjust the lighting to make it look good?
Since I started my new photo station, I have figured out a way on my phone, and I don't know if you guys have it. Again, you and I both are on the same page. If you don't have an iPhone, tomorrow you need to go get an iPhone because that's your issue. But on photo, you can go to the little plus or minus right there, the little plus or minus, and you can make things darker and lighter. And I've really been utilizing that. When in the past I never did. I'm like, it just didn't come out the way I wanted it. With that, I've really been utilizing it, and that's helped a ton.
You can also hold your finger on the screen and then go up and down with your finger. The way he's showing is a little bit easier, but because it like sometimes when you do that, it focuses weird. But yeah, that's how you do it right there. If you have an Android, there's no way to do that. Unfortunately, you're just literally gonna have to throw your phone away and maybe borrow your neighbor's iPhone to take your photos or something. But
That's advice we've given all night.
yeah, but yeah, I think lighting helps, better lighting, and I also think if you get better lighting and you're able to shut the lights off around you in your workspace, because the exterior lighting is usually what's causing that issue. If you just have big, nice lights hitting your item, causing no shadows, and then you snap your photo, you won't have too many issues. Here's a question from O Steve. Regarding titles, do you guys put capitals in the beginning of every word, or am I just overthinking it? What do you do? I didn't notice this about your listings. What do you do?
Me? I think I capitalize. I capitalize like the brand,
Yeah.
for the most part. To be honest, I do sell similar off of other people's, and pretty much just change the size and whatever. I don't reinvent the wheel on if something sold well for someone else. But I think, yeah, I definitely don't do small caps or
Yeah. I always do the first letter of each word is capitalized because it looks better. That's why a lot of people on YouTube do the same thing. They have the first letter of each word, except for like, ands and is and stuff like that. But you won't really have that in your title. You might have an and here and there, but you're not going to have a is and things like that. So yeah, I do the first letter. I think most
the
people
first
do
letter of everything, like Robert Graham, rare, bright, pattern, flip, cuff, size, medium, all that is titled capitalized.
Surf's Up visor. I can't wear that because it would show my hairline, so it's got to be the whole hat.
Have you showed people your toupee yet?
No, I can't. Like, I spent good money on this thing, so
Okay.
I have to. I'm actually considering going to Turkey and getting like the, hair stuff. They're gonna pull hair from other places and stick it on my head.
You're gonna have to do a few more whatnot sales, but you definitely have a lot of hair you could use. So,
yeah, you keep sniffing the Coogi, Tim. It's kind of weird, and it's kind of like throwing me off too. We're actually losing viewers because of it. So can you please stop sniffing the Coogi?
You like it?
Let's see. I got some people requesting for store reviews. We'll see. You want to do one more? You got time, or you want to cut it? And
I got time. Take it back. They're saying lies about Android. Sorry, guys. We're speaking the truth. I mean, we've been doing this a while. We know.
We'll do the next person's store if you drop the link in for your store in the chat. It's much easier for us to pull up a link instead of trying to search your store name, because I've tried before and it never ever works on eBay to look up store names. So if you can drop the link, you just go to your eBay store in the corner. It has a share button. You press the share button, copy link. First person to share their store in the chat, I'll pull that one up.
Okay, let's. I'm gonna actually. This person lives in town. I'm gonna show you guys some really good pictures.
Your competition? Down the street?
My competition takes in my opinion, good photos. Well, never mind. I'm not even gonna do it because they used to do shoes. I thought they had shoes. I forgot they don't do shoes anymore because they up the prices. So, never mind.
No more competition. They got out of the game. You took all the stuff from the thrift stores from them.
The shoes.
Yeah. Drop your store links in the chat. First person to drop the link to their store, so that way I can just open it up. Makes my job easier. But yeah, stores tonight have been fairly good. I'm actually surprised. Well, you picked a person with a double RL. Like, what do you expect?
I know. Jeez. All right.
You gotta pick somebody that's sending you Gap or something like that, Surfs. Come on.
Look at this guy sells a ton. Share my screen.
Don't tell me what to do.
So, I mean, look at these prices. I don't understand it. I don't understand. So I'm not going to talk about the prices because this is $4.9. I don't know what he does, whatever. But look how bright these pictures are. I mean, they're really, really bright.
Why is he selling stuff for only $8 though?
Dude,
That's
I don't know. I'm not gonna get into it. Look how many items he sold too. I mean,
does he go to the bins?
no. I see him at the store, and these are all like $5 for like that's $5. Yeah, I don't know. There might be a loophole somewhere. I don't know. But the point of it is he's got I mean, look at the lighting. The lighting is so bright.
Go to his sales. I want to see his sales.
Okay. Like we're creeping up on people now. All right, so this is what today's the first. $5 for Joseph A. Banks, $5 for Duluth, Ralph Lauren, Adidas. This shirt is $5 if you're lucky where I live. A lot of times they price those up. Adidas. Like I don't know where he's making his money from.
The shipping cost is $4.99, $5.99. I wonder if he has like a bulk discount through the post office and he's making a couple bucks on shipping.
But you can sell. He sells a lot of stuff a day. $1.99 for an empty box of Hey Dudes. That just shows you stuff sells.
That's wild.
He goes 99 cents. Okay, I'll stop sharing that. I don't know.
I don't know if the links are coming through on this end. I'm just going to go to somebody in the chat on my end and see if I can see a link in there because I think people are dropping their store links, but I do not see them for some reason.
I don't see them either.
Yeah, I see shipping costs. Please check out my store. Yeah, I dropped the store link. So first person, I think links come through on this side. I'll go to my my YouTube really quick. Just go into the live. But yeah, drop the link. The link to it. Oh, here we go. I can see you over here. Let's see if your live has anybody dropping store links. Up. Double. Nope, no store
There's
links.
So much clothing rotating in the indie stores is crazy. Yeah, Flag City, so much clothing. We have so much clothing here in Indy. In fact, I ran into a guy today. He just doesn't like me because I do social media. He's an older gentleman. He used to like me, I think, but then he's mad because I give away all the secrets to the stores. And I explained to him, like, he's like, how are sales? I'm like, great. Like, yeah, but you're telling them what the brands. I'm like, once I figure it out, that brand's out and there's a new brand in.
Oh, I see. YouTube is deleting links. Go to Facebook and drop your link. Facebook will keep the link. So both of us are live on Facebook. So if you drop your link on the Facebook chat, Facebook won't delete it. I didn't realize. I can put links on. I guess only the person making the video can put the links in the chat. Or just
put a specific, like the exact title to your item, and I could probably find it.
Yeah, or link an item too. That'll work too. So if you go to one of your items and you just link it, we just need a link. That's it. I know a lot of people are trying to do it, but just drop your link because if I try to look up your store name, we'll be sitting here listening to Surf's, talk in the background, and nobody wants to listen to that. Mm-hmm. While I'm trying to search it.
I mean, if I'm here, let's see. Go to my screen, or I'm gonna share.
Yep.
Okay. So let's judge this person.
Oh God.
KayWay shop.
Do we go into yours afterwards?
No, but look. All right, so let's look at these. This is what we're talking about, right? So that angle, you can see everything up close, and everything looks super uniform. Why are you taking my brand, bruh?
Dude, do you want to see how many of those I've sold this year? It's wild.
No, I have that exact shirt, I think. But so we're looking at all these other stores. Look how everything looks uniform here. And people say like Polo Ralph Lauren doesn't sell. When everything looks like this.
Just go to my sales really quick and just type in Ralph Lauren.
I don't even like you, and I'm complimenting your store.
Hit you have to scroll to the bottom. Scroll to the bottom and then hit see all. There you go. And then just type in Ralph Lauren top. Yeah, do that. And type in Ralph. Hey, I just sold those Jay Lindbergh shorts. I didn't realize I sold them. Now go to sold really quick. It took your sold off.
Okay.
Look at all them sales. Just keep scrolling.
So look at
how many total. Go to the top.
Dude, we're not counting your sales.
150 in the last 90 days. That's like almost 2 per day.
This isn't a pissing contest, all right? Look, you didn't even sell one today, so all right.
It's not the end of the day.
Yeah, so see how these are all, look at you selling, what's going on here? Oh, is it an all over? Okay, it's
Yeah,
an
it's
all over.
it's on all over. Yeah,
Oh, that's a nice one.
that one sold to Japan.
But yeah, see how these are all look just uniform? Gosh, I hate saying good things about you, but these all look good.
Thanks. I appreciate it.
Although this one, I would have done the full bomb pop view.
Yeah, there's so mom takes the photos and I used to like, especially for Brooks Brothers with the logo on the front, I used to zoom out and she tends to zoom in where it doesn't show the logos. And like something like that, like you're saying, I would have zoomed out a little bit, but got mom doing it. I don't mind mom doing that. They still sell, obviously.
Obviously. That man, you got good stuff. Anyways, maybe someone's got some stuff, but yeah, this is. And look at the shoes right there. Like that's a great picture of shoes. The lighting, I mean, for the most part, for a non-shoe seller, it's pretty good. Their shorts, everything looks uniform. I never look at your store. It's a good-looking store. I'll be honest.
Yeah, thanks. I know.
Okay.
I know this. Thank you. You learned everything from me. Here we go. We got a store. I got it from Facebook. So I couldn't click links over here for some reason, but they're all on Facebook. So I got one. We're gonna do Nurse Jewels store right here, and we're gonna have some fun with this one. So let's go. Nurse Jewels, do what you love to do. I like that. I like the little slogan. Let's go. Surfs would buy these actually. Farm Rio, straight for you, Surfs. Newly listed. They might be cheap, Surfs. Go get yourself a deal.
Does it say banana hammock in the title though?
No, but you could rock those.
That's my keyword I look for though.
All right, right here. Top 4 photos. What would you say?
The lighting is dark. It's hard to see.
It's on a door.
It's on a door.
Yeah, the door photos are fun. So what I would do is I would invest in something like photo room. So you could still take your photos on the door, but use an app to take out the background so people don't see that you're taking photos on the door. It just doesn't, like if you were buying from somebody and you just see that their items are thrown up on the back of a door, some people would be deterred from buying from those people. So I would use some kind of background removal tool, and it'll make these photos pop if you do. And I'll go into one of my Thai photos after this and show you guys how I remove the background. It's super easy to do. Like this one, you remove the background on. I see that.
Yeah,
And
that looks great.
Yeah, the difference between the two, yeah, I would be removing the background on all of these. Also for the front photo, I don't mind it being the full front photo, but again, if you're gonna set yourself apart from everybody else on eBay, selling Ralph Lauren shirts, then you're gonna want to take a better cover photo than what everybody else already does.
I like those shoes. Those shoes look good.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's a good photo of the shoes. Both those shoes.
It's got the feet in it too, so you can see right through it. I actually like those. I didn't know they made these kind of inserts. It's pretty nice. Let's see what we would say about pricing. Like a Ted Baker shirt. What do you pick up Ted Baker, and if you did, what would you price it at?
Ted Baker used to sell for me. That shirt right there, if I picked it up, I'd probably price that like $19.99 or $18.99.
Yeah, I'm gonna go into the listing really quick so we can kind of see. Yeah, I would be a lot lower on this shirt. Ted Baker is, for most people, they would say a high-end brand, but resale value just isn't there. I don't really pick up Ted Baker unless it's like, this is a 2X, but even with a 2X, it had to be something really, really special and like bright and colorful. This one's just kind of not what I would even consider picking up.
Right there, right. Go back. The one with the fingers. The other one with the fingers. Okay, that one right there. If you took the fingers out, I think that is a better cover photo. Because you're getting the brand, you get a close-up view of the pattern. Boom. Mm-hmm. Right. Even that one I like better.
Or even zoom out a little bit and just to do the collar. Like if this was your cover photo, obviously not as blurry, but if this was your cover photo where you just came in a little bit, right there, angled it a little bit to the side, boom, took that cover photo, that would be a nice one.
Especially with those colors. Like those colors that's actually a good-looking shirt. So maybe Ted Baker typically doesn't sell like you said, the retail value is high, but the resale value is not.
Mm-hmm. So I would say photos a little bit better. I would say the pricing is a little bit high. If you look up sold comps to this, Ted Baker really doesn't have a great sell-through rate. I don't even have to look it up to know that. I just know it doesn't have a good sell-through rate because I don't pick it up. it hasn't sold well for me in the past. Good title though. I like how you filled out all the characters on this title. Really good. Shipping is fine. You have a thing that saves on combined shipping, which is good. You offer 30-day returns. Buyer pays return shipping. That's perfectly fine. And down here you have a description. Again, I don't really care too much about descriptions, but looks to be fine with me. I think photos here and probably the brands you're picking up. We'll go into
measurements.
Measurements are in the photos of their listing,
Okay.
so they did have measurements on there. But let's see. Like a lot of this stuff. I mean, you'll probably say the same thing. A lot of this stuff I wouldn't pick up.
Yeah.
This right here, I
Yeah.
wouldn't pick up.
And for $24.
Nike, Therma, even though it's floral and it's nice, that price is way too high. Is this even? Let me go. I'll go into this just to check. Yeah, it's pre-owned. So it's pre-owned and it's $38. That's way too high. Same, like a lot of these brands I don't even know because I who, what, where.
Like that Polo Ralph Lauren still, even though it's vintage and the stripes, it's still a little bit pricey. Go up from there too. Those Jessica Simpson shoes, I think that's a little pricey. Yeah, I think that store for out of the ones we've seen tonight, I think stuff's a little bit pricey in this store.
Pricey and
brands
I think
pick up.
yeah, I think sell-through rate is needed to be looked at. You always say this, like sell-through rate, you can make your own sell-through rate, but still need to be looking at items that are currently selling at a good pace compared to what's listed. And a lot of this stuff just isn't that. Like marine layer, $65 for a marine layer puffer quilted vest. I would say that's overpriced too. I would say that's more of like a $40 to $50 item nowadays. So you're pretty overpriced at that. Also, I'd utilize, like, I can see like some of your listings end in 37, 88, 66, ends in zeros. I don't know about you. I don't know how you do your store, but everything for me ends in 99.
Are they best offer?
Let me see. I'll go into this marine layer really quick. Let me switch it. Yeah, they have best offer on.
Okay, I just didn't see from that screen.
Yeah. So this is a good item. This right here is a great item. I just think it might be listed a little bit high. Cha-ching.
That was mine.
Yeah, right. New without tags. So this one's new without tags.
Hold on, look at that. Yeah, I like that. Why don't they do that with a lot of their other? So they do use photo. Yeah, look at the difference between that and then the door in the background.
This might be eBay's background removal tool. You notice how the eBay's cuts. Look at that. Cut that off. It makes it look like a line. Get Photoroom's background removal tool is a lot better. But yeah, I can see what you're saying. Way better than that.
Yeah. So go back to the store real quick, if you would.
I can keep telling me what to do. I don't like it.
I know. No, you do.
Here you go.
You do. Yeah, I think go back to the page before that. There are some Converse shoes at the bottom. Or whatever page, the first page you were on, there were some Converse shoes.
I think this was the first page. I don't see any Converse shoes at the bottom. I see these. Sorrells, Jessica Simpson.
Yeah. I don't know where
they might be using Nifty. Nifty might be
go to the second page.
Yeah.
Right
Converse
there.
Right here. Okay.
Yeah. So like you were saying, with the sell-through rate, is there anything special about those? Like the sell-through rate. Yeah. Chuck Taylor sell, but explain like the sell-through rate on those.
Yeah, there's going to be a number on the inside of these shoes where you can look them up and you can compare them to what's listed versus what's sold. I bought some Converse shoes for whatnot shows like way back in the day, like a couple months back, probably 6 to 8 months ago when we were doing shoe sales, and I was looking up items on eBay, and Converse shoes they do sell, but these basic ones, they sit forever. There's a whole bunch listed and very little sold. So yeah, this shoe would sit for a while. And $34.88, that's basically what the brand new with tag ones were selling for back when I was looking at them like 8 months ago. I don't think the market has changed on those.
Yeah. So for the most part, the items, a lot of these items I don't pick up, and even at that, the ones are kind of expensive.
Hello Kitty, Forever 21. Maybe that's a good collab, but Yeah, I wouldn't pick that up. Outdoor Voices. This is a decent item, but Outdoor Voices basic tanks sit forever. You only sell them for like $15. DSG shorts. Good luck selling these.
Yeah.
These are gonna sit forever, forever. And if these are items like around your house that you're listing to just get started, that's perfectly fine. But if you're
Even
going out to
then,
thrift stores and buying these to resell, hey, you're gonna be sitting on this stuff for a very, very long time.
I can get DSG new with tags when they're on clearance for like $3.
DSG is selling on Whatnot right now for $3 brand new with tags. Like there's people running pallets of it. So to sell it on eBay in pre-owned condition for that price,
Let's see
it's
what's
going to be
sold.
quite hard.
Let's see what's sold.
Yeah. Let me see. I gotta go to the bottom.
You're gonna scroll all the way down.
Sometimes they have it at the top. Don't tell me what to do.
You
All right,
told
let's
me.
go. 226 total. How many did they have listed? Let me just see. Just out of curiosity. 547 total. That's not too bad. 226 listed. Let's see what they got going. Levi's, Lacoste, Vince Camuto's for 10, brand new with tags. Got some Avon in here. Ralph Lauren. This lots of women's items. This is Surf's right up Surf's alley. He lists these all the time.
I know nothing about it.
Run Disney, Mary Kay.
Yeah, so those sold items, I really don't know much about those.
Madewell. Like a lot of these sold items are brand new, and then they're selling for like under 20.
Yeah.
Levi's, JBU, Lane Bryant, 13.
Brand new though.
Yeah, if you're getting these from the bins, I guess that's fine because you're not investing a lot. But if you're getting these at thrift stores, it's Talbot's brand new.
But see, I'm just trying to see what's selling for them. It looks like it's just a lot of brand new items.
Yeah, I'm noticing that too. Brand new, brand new, brand new. There's 3. So all the pre-owned stuff that's currently listed might be a little hard for them to move. Wrangler, brand new. Brand new, brand new, brand new. I wonder if they're getting their stuff on pallets.
I don't know, but I would say for their used items, I think they need to come down about, looks like across the board, maybe 25, 30%, in my opinion.
Yeah. And just move out of those items because you're picking up good stuff. Like there is good stuff mixed in here, like this Johnny Was dress. Good. I saw Lululemon up here that we just passed by. It's a Lululemon skirt. It's a good model. We've sold this before. $40 is actually probably more than what we've sold ours for.
Yeah.
So that stuff is good. But then you have stuff like this, like Betsy Johnson that sells for $6. I'd almost say that's like wasting time listing that. And again, unless you're getting it for free.
What's up, Mushroom Lover? It's Mushroom Lover. Everything from the bins and Whatnot.
Got you. So a lot of this stuff is probably coming from pallet sellers.
If a lot of that used stuff is coming from the bins, you know my philosophy, Mushroom. If you're spending a couple bucks or $1 or $2 on those used items, you can really bring down the price on those.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, by a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah,
a lot of new attack stuff in here. A lot of the pre-owned Tommy Bahama shorts. I don't usually pick these up because they sell for around that. They sit for a little bit, but that's not bad. That's a women's size too. It's a women's size Tommy Bahama. I don't know this brand. Decente,
yeah.
$125.
You'd recognize it. I think the older ones have the triangle that looks down.
This is a crazy good sale for Rami Brook. Because Rami Brook doesn't really sell that well, but that's a good sale for Rami Brook right there. Yeah. I think quality listings, things you're picking up, maybe you can pick up a little bit better stuff. Let me go back to the big screen. Cover photos like that, work on that stuff. And then I don't think they offered returns. Did they offer returns? Did I look at that? Let me see. On one of their listings. Oh, they offer 30-day free returns. They're fine. But I think their cover photos, their titles look good. Everything else, I think the stuff they're picking up too is stuff that we wouldn't usually pick up. We would usually pass on that stuff. But if you're getting it from Whatnot too, and you're selling it for on average like $20 after you paid your price on Whatnot and shipping and everything like that, you gotta be careful because you might not be making too much money on those items either.
We'll answer some questions, but I also know I've been watching the chat. A lot of requests to review stores. We'll do it again. This is spur of the moment. I know. I mean, we could sit here for 24 hours and not be done with reviewing stores. So sorry if we didn't get to you guys' stores, but this helps everyone out.
Yeah.
This
We
helps
like
everyone.
to do this for free. There's people that literally charge. The person that I had to, that unfollowed me earlier that said I was ungrateful for not giving out my pallet source. I explained to them, like, there's literally, we're doing this for free tonight, and there's people that charge $50 to $100 an hour to just review one store. I feel like that's way too expensive, and we like doing it for free and giving back to the community. That's why we did it. That's why Surf suggested it today. But yeah, so we will get to as many stores as we can on these lives. Obviously, we're doing it for free. We're taking our own time to do it, so just bear with us. But that was fun. I like doing store reviews. It's good to have somebody to bounce ideas off of, and then you don't seem like a mean guy. Like, I can make you look like the mean guy.
Oh,
So,
dude, your old store reviews would just destroy people. Oh,
dude,
rip them apart.
you gotta watch Kings of eBay then, man. Kings of eBay is like, this is garbage. You should just throw this all the
Oh
way.
yeah, I
Like,
do remember he was doing those for a while. Hey, I can't click on it. What was the tool you used to bring? Can you click on that one?
where is it?
Because it's about whatnot. I think it's a question for you. Chick Retro Rewind.
This one right here.
Yeah, I didn't even read the whole thing.
What was the tool that you used to bring items from eBay to whatnot? Buy it now. I'm thinking. So I use Vindu. Vindu is what I have to use. I feel like I'm dirty when I use Vindu, but I use Vindu to move my listings over from eBay over to whatnot. I will say it is not a fun process, and I'm not just saying that because I like Nifty better, because I do like Nifty better, but I'm saying that because when you bring your listings over, you still have to go in and individually edit every single listing after you've already edited it in Vindu. Ethan was doing it too the other day to bring some of his shoe listings over. It's a very, very annoying process. The fact that you put in all your shipping information, you still got to do it again, is wild to me, like how they haven't fixed that yet. But so just keep in mind, like, if you bring over 200 listings, you're going to have to spend 2 hours editing every single one of those listings within whatnot again. So, but Vindu is the service I use for that. I don't have I don't even know if I have a discount. Like, I'm pretty sure I do somewhere on Vindu. So if you guys want it, you can just message me and I'll get you it. I think it's like 40% off your first month is what they offer with discount codes. But just reach out to me if you want it. Mary said this. Do you guys sell on Poshmark too? B-Rad, you sell on Poshmark now?
Yeah, we all sell on Poshmark. I mean, both of us. Poshmark, Mercari, Depop, eBay. Poshmark's number 2 for me. Obviously, if we're not talking whatnot, is Poshmark number 2 for you as well? eBay 1, Poshmark 2.
Yeah. Poshmark's number 2. Depop is actually number 3, and Mercari's number 4. Mercari's dead. I don't know what the heck's happening with that website, but they should just close it down and get rid of it.
Yep. Audra said the 4 P's. I talked about it this morning. The most important things, like price. What would they be? Well, I forget what I said. Price.
He doesn't even know his own advice. Like, he's literally giving advice.
Pictures, price, and some other stuff. I don't know. But those are the most important things. I forget. What are the 4 P's?
Probably shipping. I would say shipping. Putting the accurate shipping in there would probably be one. Photos, price, shipping, titles. That's not a P. I'm looking for. I don't know what P words you used, but
yeah, I don't even know. Anyways, everyone, Mushroom. We just critique their store. I'm not trying to be mean, and Mushroom's over here saying thank you, really appreciate it. Yeah, not trying to be mean to anyone's stores, just trying to help people out. And I'm always learning too. Like, I just switched my photos in November. I was doing the same photos for 6 or 7 years, and I switched my whole system up. So, promotions. Yeah, promote. So for me, almost half my sales or more on eBay have been coming from promoting. So pictures, promoting, pricing, those are like really important right now to me.
Yeah, I just got to figure out what the 4th P is. I'm still trying to figure that out. You got 3 P's and there's supposed to be 4.
You know what it is.
Yeah, that doesn't help you make sales. It gets people to run away. Anyways, when do you recommend investing in Nifty? So when do you say is a good time to invest?
I'd tell people, once you have 100 items listed and you're also listing consistently like 4 or 5 items a day, I think that's probably a good time to start, in my opinion. because you have 100 items listed on one site, and that means you could have 400 items listed, really, which is quite a bit. And if you're listing daily, like 4 or 5 a day.
Yeah, I would say I'm pretty close to what you're saying. I usually say like around 150. That's when I feel like you'll see the most benefit. And the whole point of getting Nifty and cross listers and all that stuff, whichever one you choose to go with, is for it to pay for itself. So basically, it generates more sales for you month over month, that it pays for itself and then some. So you're making profit. You're basically hiring an employee at that point. And if your employee is not making you more money, then why do you have that employee hired? You should be doing everything yourself at that point. So 100 to 150, I would say that's perfect. And then if you're just on one platform too, and you want to move to the other 3, and it's super easily, you can do it all within just a few hours on Nifty. That's when you would do that. Is start cross listing with that. So that would be my advice. Your advice is pretty much the same as mine. I like mine a little bit better though.
Sure, whatever. Highlight Flamingo.
Flamingo, right here.
It's my 4 Ps.
Wow, look at them. They know more than you about your own thing.
There you go. Honestly, though, I think that is the most important thing. The product, like for example, that store you just we just looked at, that Johnny Was dress, I couldn't even see the pattern on it. It just looked like a black blob in the background, but it sold for almost $100 because it was a great product.
Yeah.
So the right product, the right picture, like your shop, you have great pictures, competitive price, and then promoting has really been working for me on eBay. I think if you have those 4 things, you'll be successful.
I like that advice. I just wish you would remember it.
I do too. That's why I have people in the chat always reminding me.
Oh gosh.
I'm glad you make
anyways,
though.
Everybody's screaming it, product at you. Jeez, can't even remember your own stuff. I mean, I truly appreciate. I want to sell, not store items. I like that mushroom. I like that. Here's another one. Do you price higher to promote due to the higher fee? So do you adjust your prices higher because you're promoting, or do you keep them the same and then just promote?
I keep the same. And I might be wrong with that, but I keep them the same. And also when I cross list, I keep all my prices the same. It's just easy for me to click, done, done, boom, boom, boom.
Yep, keep it simple. I do the same thing. I get questions all the time, like Poshmark has 20% fees, so do you increase your price 10% more because eBay fees are 10%? So, no, you're doing way too much in your head. If you buy the right items at the right price, no matter what platform you sell them on, you're going to make enough money on your items. So that's the key. Is if you pay $5 for a Ralph Lauren shirt, if you sell that Ralph Lauren shirt for $25 on eBay or $25 on Poshmark, yes, you paid more in fees on Poshmark, but you still made enough profit on that item, and you didn't have to spend the time trying to figure out the math on how high you should have listed it higher than eBay prices.
You be quiet, Tammy. I saw that comment.
Nifty has been a game changer. I started last month and had a great March. Let's go. I hear a lot of positive things about Nifty. I don't hear many negative things. There's like a couple people that'll say like, I don't like the way the interface works or the cross listing works, something like that. But that's more them being picky. Most people who use Nifty will come back and be like, hey, that was a great experience, and I started seeing more sales. And if you guys are interested, Brad has Nifty in his bio. I have Nifty in my bio. You can choose which one you want to support more. I would personally say come my way, but you can go Brad's way too.
You swing both ways, I know.
Yeah, Nifty is a cross lister.
Mm-hmm. You keep going. You're good.
Go ahead.
No, I'm reading the comments ahead of you. Go ahead.
Gotcha. Yeah, Nifty's a cross lister. It's a delist and relist your inventory, like we talked about earlier. Somebody was saying, do you do a sell similar on your items and end them and sell similar? No, both of us don't do that because Nifty delists the items every single month right before they're about to end. Nifty will delist them the day before and then relist them, give them a brand new item ID, and actually make a brand new listing for your item. That's all done automatically without you having to touch your computer. It also shares your Poshmark closet, sends out offers on all 4 platforms. I guess Etsy's coming soon. I don't even know when Etsy's coming.
It's supposed to come by yesterday, but whatever.
Yeah, I'm not.
We want Whatnot.
Yeah, we want Whatnot, and I'm not even going to list to Etsy. So I know there's some people waiting for it, but I'm not going to list to Etsy. I don't really care. But that's everything that Nifty does. I have a full guide on my YouTube. I think Brad has a full guide on his YouTube too. So go watch all those videos to make your decision. We both have done lives cross listing with Nifty too, so just go watch our lives and you can see it live in action. Here's a thing. My fees are 13.6% because I don't pay for the store. I think what is that? What
13?
Yeah. If you're paying, you're only paying a little bit more than a normal person does with a store. The only thing with a store is you're getting you're getting insertion fee, like your insertion fees. You don't have those every month, but you're paying for the subscription, so you have to keep that in mind too. But you get 250 listings for free with no insertion fees every month. So yeah,
it's just like you were talking about earlier. If you can make a store, if it makes more sense financially every month to have a store, you need a store. But if you're paying more out of your pocket for a store than you would not having a store, then don't get a store.
Look who just commented.
Oh,
if you want to be roasted, go to this guy's TikTok and ask him to do a store review for you. It's gonna make us look like the nicest people on earth.
Yep, you might cry.
you're probably going to cry. Oh man, it's so funny. What's up, Kings of eBay? If you guys aren't following Kings of eBay, he's over on all socials too. He's a funny guy. He
sells everything. He's an everything seller.
Jesus Christ.
I know. Had me all hot and bothered.
Kings made you nervous there. I like it. At what point should you start doing live on Whatnot, i.e. number of pieces? I don't think there's a number. You just got to want to do Whatnot. I think that's the key is like you could have like 15 listings on eBay and come over to Whatnot and bring all your unlisted and listed. And if you have a good time and you sell a couple things and you just keep at it, you're going to grow your Whatnot. It's kind of like growing social media. I don't think there's a number of listings. You don't need to have 2,000 listings before you come over to Whatnot. And I hear they're approving a lot of sellers too, even like people who don't have a ton listed. Used to be before you'd have to have like photos of what you had and all that, and they don't have that anymore. So I don't know how you feel about that. Like, what would be your advice?
Amy, hi, we see you. Everyone, if we didn't say hi, I've seen you say hi in the chat. I would say, I was talking about this earlier. There are more people in Whatnot buying now. It's crazy. Like you said, I think in your live today or to me or something, your Patagonia show, half your buyers were new buyers, which means there aren't people who follow you. They just saw that you had a Patagonia show that day or that night. They either bookmarked it or came across it, and they hopped in, new buyers. And the same goes with Bearded. I talked about this earlier today. He'll do a show like the other day, just, what is it, needlepoint or whatever it was? So he just put in that category, needlepoint. So none of his followers are going over there and buying that stuff. And it was all new buyers, and he was selling everything for a ton of money. So I think now is a really good time on Whatnot to get organic sales. You don't have to have a following.
Yep. I think there is a ton of buyers. Like I said this morning, the Whatnot buyer affiliate code, the fact that they give everybody in this chat, I believe everybody now has the $15 code. There's people like, I get the extra kickback for my following and everything. They give me a little bit more of a kickback, but everybody I believe right now has a $15 code. So you can literally share that with your friends. They give you $15 to give for free to everybody else. If you're a social media creator, it is a no-brainer to push Whatnot affiliate codes because you're literally giving people free money. It's the easiest code to convert. If you walk up to somebody on the street and say, here's $15, all you have to do is just click a link and you get $15. Like, everybody's going to do it. So, yeah, and that's bringing in so many new buyers because everybody's like, oh, I got $15. And the whole thing with that is you basically almost get addicted to buying because you see so many good deals and there's so many shows. There's so many pallet sellers. People are selling on clouds. People are selling crocheted items. People are selling tools. Somebody commented that in one of my videos or one of my posts the other day that, can you sell tools? And like a bunch of people came in and was like, yeah, you can sell tools. Like, there's so many tool sellers there. You can buy anything. And that's the one beautiful thing about Whatnot is it's slowly growing. It's actually not slowly growing. It's growing pretty fast. And there's more buyers than there are sellers at all times. Like, if you are consistent, you can grow a Whatnot following to something enormous. And that's what you want, because with eBay, you don't have a brand that you're using to sell. you're just posting your items and eBay's doing all the pushing of your items. But if you can grow your social media following and grow your whatnot following, you are the draw, which means as soon as you go on the screen, your buyers come to you. It's like people who go to Walmart and people go to Target. People choose either or because they want to come to that specific spot because it's the brand that they want to go to. So,
and you're like Kmart, right?
You're no.
Yeah, you're like Kmart. You're talking about people coming to you. You're like Kmart.
No, I'm like I'm not even gonna say it. Go ahead, keep going.
Okay, Amelia just brought up a good question. I'm actually gonna post this tomorrow, I think. Again, it's something nice about you. But
oh God, here we go.
I bought this FootJoy off of you. Off of your
I knew this was gonna happen when you bought that stupid item.
I bought this FootJoy. There's the picture of me buying it. That's the receipt. You can go and see the receipt. I paid $32 for it, and I just sold it for $70. I sold it within a week. So can you buy stuff on Whatnot for sourcing? And KayWay has a lot of people on his show. I can still buy stuff from his show and make good money on it.
Gosh, why didn't one of you somebody else in the chat? Why didn't you just bid $1 more? Because he's cheap. He probably wouldn't have gone a next bid up. He probably was like right at his max where he can double.
I'm not tagging you. I'm not tagging you on that.
But he made a good point. There is a ton. You will tag me in it. There's a ton of people that have smaller followings that are willing to grow on Whatnot, and they're willing to give out some of their best items at cheaper prices to grow their following. And you're going to be able to source items even cheaper than you can source on our shows. But today, I mean, we were selling Tommy Bahamas. Like I just showed you some Tommy Bahama sales from my store. We were selling Tommy Bahamas for $11 to $12. We sell them for $30 to $35 all day for the same pattern Tommy's we were selling. So yeah, you can source from us. If you can source from us, you can source from anybody. I source on Whatnot too. I actually raided into a Jay Lindbergh show the other night where I was buying Jay Lindbergh a couple months back for $25 a piece, and I sell them. I literally have a sale right now for a Jay Lindbergh that I sold today that I bought from Whatnot. So yeah, 100% you can do it. I'm trying to go into the Jay Lindbergh sale so I can show you guys.
We don't need to see it. We believe you.
Nope, I'm showing it. Here it is right here. $59.99. I bought this for $25 off Whatnot, and it just sold. It's a pair of Jay Lindbergh vent shorts. Perfect time of the year. I bought these in the middle of winter for $25, and they just sold for $60.
Boom.
So easy
peasy. You can source off Whatnot.
Mm-hmm. This is a good question too. We got a lot of Whatnot questions, which I'm cool with ending the show with these. Do you think it's best on Whatnot to run a specific show as opposed to a mix? What do you think? What if you've done a couple different kind of shows? What have been your most successful shows, even though you don't do it consistently, which you should?
I've been watching a lot of people recently, and I think a theme show is the way to go, honestly, because you're wanting someone to, especially once they unlock free shipping. If it's a theme show, they're going to buy more. I think, and when you advertise it, I think a theme show is the best way to go. Honestly, I think
curated is the way to go. For example, today on our show, we ran a Patagonia shirt that sold on the Patagonia show. I think it sold for like $25 or $28. I can't remember. And then the buyer's payment failed, and we didn't notice until after the show, so we had to rerun it today. And that same Patagonia shirt on a pop-up show that wasn't curated, just had a whole bunch of random stuff, sold for $11. Two completely different price points, same exact item. So like we have the North Face bales on the way for this week. We're going to do an all North Face show. I guarantee prices are going to be high for the North Face show because it's a better show. And when I say prices are high, they're still under eBay prices for most items that we're going to sell. We're going to sell a down jacket for $50. That's going to go for $100 on eBay. But if we were to run that same jacket in a non-curated show, it would go for like $35.
Mm-hmm.
So
that's a good question.
Yeah, really good question. That's the way I would go. If you source a whole bunch of Lily Pulitzer one day and you just save those off to the side for a little bit, you can list them on eBay if you want to, but if you have them saved off to the side and then you do a whole Lily Pulitzer show, you're going to bring in a whole different community. And if you don't have a huge following, you don't have to start those items at $1. You can start those items at $20 if you want to and be like, hey, it's all Lily Pulitzer. You're going to draw in that Lily Pulitzer crowd that wants those items, and you're going to sell them for more.
Mm-hmm.
So Amy said, did the FootJoy have a stain on it? No, it didn't have a stain on it. It was perfect condition. It was a FootJoy with the FJ on the collar, Titleist hit on the side.
I'm the one that sends stuff out with stains, not you.
Yeah, and I give them away because I'm like, dude, this guy can't believe he sent me stained items. Let's see.
I saw Jay Wright in here. I was in his live earlier today. What's up, Jay Wright? He did a live today. You guys should go back and watch it. He talked about a lot of good stuff, especially if you're new on eBay. But I was giving him, he was talking about his different businesses, and he mentioned how he invests in the market. So I was asking him, what stocks are you investing in? But we don't need to talk about that on this one.
What shows do you have success with? I find smaller shows do better. Yeah. Our shows usually run, and Brad's the same. I think your shows run about an hour to an hour and a half whenever you run them. By that hour and a half mark, you're running low on your people. Like you'll even start with like 100 plus, and then by the time you finish your show, you'll be down to the 70s or 80s usually. And that's just because like people get, they've bought a couple things. They're like, oh, I don't have any more money to spend. I'm going to leave the show. So smaller shows, like 30-minute shows, can be really successful. We did a 30-minute show today. It was a pop-up, so it wasn't like super successful, but we got 32 items sold in about 30 something minutes, in and out the door, gone. So I think you're probably the same. You think under an hour and a half is probably the best time to run a show, right?
Yeah, I would say. I think anything over 2 hours is pretty long.
Yeah. I think if you have pallets of like on clouds or hokas, you can go all day with those and you'll have a successful show because everybody's going to be dropping into those kind of shows. But
I don't even
curated
think,
show.
Yeah, Renzi doesn't even do shows like over 2 hours either, right? He does all new with tags.
Yeah, all new with tags. I think every morning he's on live for maybe like the longest 2.5 hours. He starts at like 8 my time and finishes at 10:30, but he's running all higher starts, just running through that stuff. So yeah, you don't have to do long shows if you don't want to. Shorter can be better.
He said.
That's what she said. Do you have a percentage you try to make on each item, like 3 to 4 times? What are you looking to make on your eBay items?
Clothing that I'm spending $5 on, I want to triple my money. But if it's, I come from the world of paying up for things. So if I'm buying something for $100, I'm fine selling it for $160. I'm not tripling my money on that $100 item. But when I'm buying items for $5, I want to, I'm looking to triple my money. But you can make, if your buy cost is 15 and you're selling stuff for 45, you're not tripling your money, but you can make a ton of money doing that.
Yeah. Especially if you're doing like retail arbitrage, which you're not going to usually triple your money on. But if you double your money on retail arbitrage, I would say that's probably a win, especially if you're paying up for your stuff. You pay $50, you sell it, you make $50 on it. That's perfect. Because like Brad just said, like you're paying 5 to make 15. He had to sell, what is that? 3, almost 4 items to make the same profit that I made with one item, selling it for 50 and making 50. So you have to keep that in mind too. Those higher dollar items that you're paying for, you could be making more money on than if you sold a bunch. And it's easier to ship out one item as opposed to shipping out 4 items to get the same amount of profit. I would say this question, it just depends on what platform you're selling on. On Whatnot, completely different beast. You're doing profit per show, basically, instead of profit per unit. And that's where a lot of people, like when they first start Whatnot, they're like, man, I'm selling stuff and I'm only making $4 on each item that I sell. But yeah, you just sold 100 items in your show. So you just made $400. That's all about volume on Whatnot. So it's a completely different beast. You're more looking at how much did I make in the time that I did my show. I ran my show for an hour. I sold 50 items. I made $4 a unit. That's $200 in profit. It took me an hour to pack all those items up and ship them out. I made $200 in 2 hours is basically what you did.
So you're on Whatnot today for 30 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
How many items did you sell?
32 items.
And what was your profit, do you think, on that show?
I'd have to go in
look at your spreadsheet. Oh my god!
Some of the items were consigned. I have to look at how much I actually sold. I think it was 4
ish.
30 minutes probably made $150. So
$300 an hour. Mm-hmm. That's good money to a old postal worker and an old teacher.
Yeah.
So like
by the way, we shipped those items out in about 15 minutes after the show and had them out the door, and the mailman already picked them up because we obviously had 2 people working, so call that 30 minutes because we had 2 people doing the same thing. I would call out the numbers, Kayla would wrap them, I would be packing them, she'd go get the next one. So in 15 minutes, we had the whole show and all the items shipped. So yeah, like total time invested, I mean, they were already racked up I mean, you could say it took 15 minutes to rack those items up. We ran random pulls, 15 minutes to pack up the show, and then a little over 30 minutes to run the show because we also did talk in the beginning and the end. But yeah, that almost no time at all to make $150.
So I guess the point is, it just depends what clip you're also selling it at. So I'm looking to triple my money on eBay, but if I'm doing whatnot, I'm doing at a fast clip, I'm fine making double. I'll buy something for 5, sell for 10 all day if I'm doing that at a fast clip.
Now, I'll say the Patagonia that we sold, completely different profit. Without giving out too much details in the Patagonia and how I have it set up, because I'm actually buying my Patagonia bales through somebody else. And on that show, we had a deal where they got a percentage of the sales too, because they worked the deal out with the pallet company. So when everybody asks, like, where do I get my pallets from? I actually don't know, because they're buying the pallets and I'm buying the pallets off of them. So I can never answer that question. Even if you ask me, I don't know the answer to that question, because that person's not going to share that information with me. But that's my business partner. We've been doing a lot of work together on whatnot. That show I made around, I think it was around $800 to $900 on that show, selling that Patagonia. And it took us hour and a half to run that show ish. Probably took us time invested to wash those items, maybe 30 minutes. We're not actually washing the items, we're throwing it in there, waiting for it to get done, and then we just took them up and hung them. And then the pack the show took like an hour and a half for both me and Kayla to do it. That's way better profit per unit. That's why we're doing more of the pallet and bale stuff.
Bale. Now,
Bale. I think I said pallet, but I meant bale.
Emily's asking, what are your thoughts on getting pallets?
That you have to do a lot of research on, because that first one that we got, not so bueno. I didn't like selling items with cut tags. I didn't like selling items that looked pre-owned but weren't pre-owned, and I had to explain to the buyers that they weren't pre-owned, that they were. It's really annoying to try to sell that stuff. If those polo pieces were all brand new with tags, way better. Do a lot of research. That place we didn't do enough research on. The reviews speak volumes for the place that we bought through. I'm not going to give you guys the details on that, but they were very disingenuous with the inventory that we were getting. So that's what I'll say about that. Make sure you're doing your research, because pallets you usually have to invest a lot of money in. Also be aware that when you get pallets in, I'll highlight the comment. When you get pallets in too, if you don't have a big following on whatnot, it's going to be hard for you to get enough dollar per unit from those pallets to make it make sense. Because you got to move those in volume. You got to basically get 500 units in, and like we did, within 2 shows, all 500 units are out. You're buying another pallet. You have another one inbound on the way. That's how you turn and burn those pallet stuff. But on pallets, that pallet I broke even on. I didn't make any money on that pallet at all. And actually, the person I did business with on that, they actually lost money, and I made money just based off my affiliate hits. That's it. If I didn't have affiliate hits, I would have lost money on that pallet. So be very careful when it comes to pallets. Very, very careful. Good response to that, Surfs.
What? I don't have a response to that, because I've never done a pallet. That was straight up to you.
I thought you were going to come up with something else, and you're just like...
No, I'm reading this. No.
Gotcha.
I've never done a pallet.
Yeah, it's a different beast. I think everybody knows us for pre-owned. It's kind of hard transitioning into that market. I thought it would be easier, but I almost feel like bales are going to be our way to go, because we already have that pre-owned audience. So yeah, we're throwing things at the wall and seeing what sticks at this point, and that's part of business. You gotta fail sometimes, and it's okay to fail. And if you fail, you get right back up and try it over again. But you learn from your failures. That's the key. Surf fails every day. I learn from his failures. He tells me all about them.
But I get back up and smile.
He's just
every
a big
day.
failure.
What's he saying?
Should I take personality? Should I take all personality out of your? Should you take all personality out of your shows and do it super structured, black and white? No. I think Surf's shows do really good, because Surf brings his personality to the shows, right? He doesn't even know what he's running. He doesn't know the sizes of the women's items. He's literally just holding it up and being like, yeah, I don't know what this is. Just the same thing I do when it comes to women's items.
I've seen you run women's clothing.
I know the sizes though, okay? You just hold up a pair of Lululemons and you're like, I don't know where the size dot is. It looks like it's a 6. Go.
To be honest, just in life in general or whatever, if you're doing social media, I think you just need to bring your personality everywhere.
Yeah.
I mean, because it's going to come out if it's not you or whatever. So whatever your personality is, that's what you need to bring.
Yeah, I think people gravitate to the people that are acting more natural, people that they talk to in their real life, and they can connect. Like people, I think, connect with me in surfs because we act. If you met me in real life, you met surfs in real life, this is exactly how we would act. Like it's not like we're putting on an act, and I think most people can see that. Whereas opposed to if you watch some other people's content and then you see them on live, and you're like, wait, looks like a completely different person. Like they're talking. They never curse in their videos or they never curse in their lives, and now they're cursing. Like, yeah, I think if you act more yourself in your videos and on your live setting and in your live sales, I think people will gravitate to that. Unless you have a really bad personality, and then maybe like if you're really mean in real life, maybe you should try to put on a front because that probably won't work very well. But there are mean people that do really well on Whatnot.
That's Bearded. Listen to his videos. Really nice guy. Found this thing.
Yeah.
Just a big asshole.
All right. I think I don't see any more comments. Oh well, I see more down here. Do you see any more that you want to highlight?
I just appreciate everyone coming out. I mean, I think I planned on we were doing like an hour, but I mean, we could sit here and do this all night. So
yeah. We'll definitely have to do this again. Do we know when this is going to happen again?
Nope.
Absolutely not.
Nope.
It could be next year at this point. You'll never know. I think the last time we did this was January.
Yeah, it's been a minute. We haven't done a store review together. I like the store reviews. We'll have to do it again.
Store reviews are good because it adds a different dynamic. We can go into people's stores, talk more about their items, and then answer questions that are not related to the store review. So instead of us just sitting here and them looking at us, they can at least, see what we're thinking and doing in the store. So I like it.
Yeah.
It was a good suggestion by you. I think I'll take credit for it, but I liked it.
We all know you take credit for everything. If you look at the screen right now, whose head's bigger?
Obviously. That's because you're like all the way back here. I gotta hide the belly, dude. I gotta come up close. I look better. Like this is the money shot. After I go scoot back a little bit, it's not good anymore.
So, well, thank you everyone for coming in. And
yes.
Yeah, if you have any questions, you guys can always DM me on IG. Probably same with you or whatever, or just leave them.
Also, if you see, if you're just coming in and you missed the store reviews, you can go to either of our pages. He's live on Facebook and YouTube right now. I'm also live on Facebook and YouTube. So either of our channels, you can go back and rewatch this. It'll be posted right after we end the stream. And next time we'll do the same thing. We'll post it to our Instagram stories. We'll ask you guys for store links, and we'll grab like 4 to 5 people beforehand, and maybe we'll grab one from the live like we did this time, and we'll just review your stores. So look out for that. Again, it might not be till a month and a half from now. You never know. It might not be till next year, but we'll try to do this more often because this was fun. And Tuesday nights work good for me. So if we ever do this again, Monday or Tuesdays are always the best days.
I'm glad they work for you.
Yeah. Also, I'm gonna be little plug here, but I'm gonna be live with Arizona picking, and I can hustle all day on TikTok this week. So if you guys are on TikTok and you miss seeing my face, what's that?
Thursday, right?
Yeah, Thursday, I think at 9 p.m. is what they said. I'll post it to my Instagram stories. But if you guys want to see somebody interview me, we're going to be doing that. Brad just had his last week, and then they reached out to me. I let Brad go first for once, so I decided to go second. But we're going to go do that this week, 9, and it should be fun over on TikTok. I'm going to use my side TikTok because my main TikTok is obviously still banned. He reported me, so yeah, he wanted to get me off TikTok and keep that space for himself.
Take all your followers. That's what I do.
Oh, you're having a trip this week too, right?
Yeah, I see everyone saying safe trip. I'm leaving on Friday. Coming to your state.
Oh, you're going on a cruise, huh? Is it a Disney cruise?
No, Carnival.
Oh, okay. You're going cheap this time. You're not going super expensive.
Yeah, Grandma's not paying for this cruise. So.
That's gonna be fun. Yeah. Somebody mentioned our live too. My live yesterday about us doing like a thrift battle where we like go to a random state and we do like a live thrift in like a couple spots maybe, and then winner gets to give away the best item from the other person's haul on their Whatnot.
Yeah.
So like if I find a Coogi and you find like a pair of like crazy boots that are worth like $500, you give away the Coogi.
Yeah, I'm down. We talked about that off. We texted last night with another reseller. Might do something.
Yeah, we'll do that. We'll do that midsummer. It'll be after we move and everything. But yeah, I think that would be a cool little idea. So
see ya, buddy.
We'll figure that out. All right, everybody. Appreciate you guys hanging out, and we'll see you guys. I don't think you're gonna be live tomorrow. I probably won't be live tomorrow either. So we'll see you guys next time we see you.